Kaboom.
Bam. This episode of Your Mom's House is brought to you by Amazon.com. Tommy, have you heard of Amazon?
Yeah, it's a big site. It's a huge website.
You can buy all kinds of stuff. And you know what, you guys? If you go to yourmomshousepodcast.com and click on the banner on our homepage, when you make your next Amazon purchase, your mommies get a little kickback.
That's kind of the nice thing to do, you know?
It's a nice thing if you like our show. You don't even have to buy anything that you weren't going to buy already. Just go to Amazon.com through our site and help your mommies.
You can get you can buy all kinds of things, you know. You can buy hair pieces like wigs.
I love wigs, weaves.
You can buy computers. You can buy a monitor.
Makeups, socks, underpants.
Mm-hmm. You can buy screwdrivers. Mm-hmm. You can buy anything under the sun. Books, pamphlets, magazines, DVDs. Mm-hmm. Get anything.
Cassette tapes from the 90s and 80s that you like.
Just, it's just basically the idea is whatever you're going to buy, just go to yourmomshousepodcast.com, click on that banner on the upper right, and just buy what you were going to buy.
That's right.
You know? So that's pretty good. Also, this podcast is brought to you by Gamefly.com, and Gamefly is the video game rental system that delivers right to your door or right to your PC or right up inside of you.
Right in your sphincter.
Yep, and basically all you got to do for our wonderful listeners, everybody who listens to Your Mom's House, they are offering you a 15-day free trial. So
get out of town. That's a long time.
There's 8,000 games. Do you know how many games that is?
That's a lot.
Yeah, 8,000 for the Wii, for the PS3, for Xbox 360, for 3DS, for everything. All you got to do is you go to gamefly.com/mom, M-O-M, and you get a 15-day free trial. Why don't you try shit for free? Is that a problem?
That's only free. And not only that, you can, for the Gamefly, you don't have to buy the game. There's no commitment. Yeah. You can just have it sent to your house, and then you can beat the game.
Yeah, and then just send
it the fuck back.
Send it back, man.
Get another one. Yeah. Call of Duty, that's a huge hit. You kill people, kill stuff. I like to kill things. That's a good game. Dancing games, shooting games.
It's simple. Mm-hmm. So just do that, man. So all we're saying is, you know what to do. Then this weekend, I will be at the Jukebox Comedy Club in Peoria, Illinois, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of you Illinois maniacs there fighting Illini. Please come out. And after that, let's see, May 2nd, I'm at the Irvine Improv. You can catch me there, and you can also catch me. I'm going to Hartford, the Funny Bone, Louisville Improv, and San Diego American Comedy Company, all coming up. And May 23rd, we're doing a live podcast at the John Lovitz Comedy Club right here in Los Angeles. So if you're in the area, come out May 23rd, go to the John Lovitz Comedy Club. And we're going to put on a live show there. Where are you going to be?
Mommies, I will be May 3rd through 6th at the Funny Bone in Newport. That's in Cincinnati, Ohio, technically, right, guys? And come see me there. Or in Denver, May 10th through 13th at the Improv Comedy Club in Denver, Colorado. And come out to see us May 23rd. And also, we have somebody special here.
Very special. He has
awesome.
The #1 comedy album on iTunes.
Get out of town.
Yeah, and you can just go on iTunes and look up the one and only Joey Coco Diaz.
Hey,
what's happening, guys?
Yeah.
It's either you or the priest.
That's right, cocksuckers. What's up?
Yeah.
What's happening, my man?
So happy that you're here.
I'm happy.
Any dates coming up you want to talk about?
I got a bunch of fucking things. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But who gives a fuck? Let's talk about business. We'll talk about the dates later. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Okay.
Let's make them fall in love with me. Then you give them the fucking dates. What good is giving the? Nobody goes for the pussy first. You gotta get the tits. You gotta kiss them in the neck. And then you get the fucking monkey, right, man?
Sure. So you guys, you heard it here first. You gotta kiss the tits and suck on them first. Let's get this thing started. Are you ready to do this?
Let's do this.
We're doing a Clash of the Champions for TBS one time, and I'm sitting at ringside going over my notes, and he's got to talk to me. It's crucially important. And so I said, okay. So I put my paper up. Let's talk. Not here. We got to go to private. Okay. I had no idea what the deal was, what calamity he was in. It could, he had his share of issues with the ladies, He had lots of lady friends. He was quite the ladies' man. So who knew? Who knew what Brian's issue was? He said, I got to talk to you in private. So we go to the shower area, and he shows me, he says, okay, are you ready? I said, yeah, what is it? What's the problem? I got to show you something. So he swings the door to the commode stall open, and in that commode was the longest uninterrupted piece of human waste known to man. If it wasn't 18 inches long, I'm not wearing a black hat. He had gone to the bathroom and taken meticulous effort to have a bowel movement uninterrupted because he knew something special was happening. He got one of the referees or one of the ring crew guys to stand guard at the stall most of the afternoon, so that when the guys would come in, he could go get them and bring them and show them his masterpiece.
This shit is big time!
Who is Randy?
Don't bring anyone love into this.
Your mom in the fucking stand!
Welcome to your mom's house with Tom Segura and
Christina Pajitsky.
welcome to your mom's house.
Okay. Holy shit.
That was great.
What an intro.
What was that?
That was this guy, I think his name's Bill Ross or Jim Ross. He's a commentator for WW, like World Wrestling, telling a story about this wrestler who took the biggest shit he'd ever seen one time and showed it to him. And I thought, what could be more appropriate?
But it sounded like it was an official press conference when it was like...
It was an interview.
Yeah.
Because the guy that took that shit died.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this is after his death. They're commemorating the shit that he took that day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
And of course...
what a talent.
It's just a celebration of life, really. And no one better to celebrate life with than Matt Flavor.
What's happening, guys?
So excited that you're here. I wanted to first tell... Yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I was confirming that you were coming today. And do you remember what happened when I called you and then you didn't answer? I was terrified at your voicemail, your outgoing voicemail.
Absolutely. No
His voicemail is, don't leave a fucking message.
Yeah. Don't waste your time.
I love it. Yeah, why bother?
Unless it's business, what are you talking for?
Send me a fucking
I have
text.
this date for you, and it's a great theater, and the hotel's closed. Just call me with the money, and that's it. Don't sell me on the people. I don't give a fuck.
How do you feel about emails, though? Just email me the information.
Enough. We're business.
Yeah.
This is a business. If you don't talk, what the fuck do I want you around for? You're going to text me a fucking date? That's why I don't take text, because nobody ever texts you a $100 bill. So what good is it? I don't want no fucking text. I don't want them.
You don't text?
No, not at all. I don't even take them. I don't. If you don't, I text you for business. It ain't that much business. Bitch.
Yeah.
No, not for
because
business.
you text me.
No.
It's a text
I ain't a
message.
piece of ass.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, there was a commercial about a business that was not doing well. Do you remember? And the guy comes in. He's giving everybody plane tickets. And he goes, we're going back to basics again. Fuck the emails. We're going back to handshakes and belly to belly. I stuck like that the whole time.
Yeah.
You want to email your mother. You want to text your mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fucking call me and let me know what the business is. Because if not, I got to be suspect of you.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're going to leave me a fucking 2-hour message, I get 100 minutes a month, and these people call you and leave you a 2-hour message.
Oh, it kills
Save
me.
it. If it ain't about money, go fuck your mother.
Yeah.
If it's not a blowjob or an ass fucking tongue, what are you going to, hi, I want you to come to my door. I don't give a fuck about your daughter, nobody else. I'm in L.A. doing business, bitch. Fucking
That's
morons.
right. And that's why we love
I'm a
you.
Cuban Jew. I ain't got time for that stupidity.
He calls me back, right? And he goes, what's up? And I go, Jose. And he's like, yeah. And I go, what's up? And he's like, what you want? And I was like, what do we do? Are you coming over tomorrow? He's like,
terrifying, yeah.
oh shit, you called me Jose. I thought you were fucking coming out like that was somebody a blast from the past.
Yeah, I don't answer to Jose. That's my real fucking name. So when people call me and say Jose, sometimes I go, yeah, and they go, Jose Diaz, and they go, oh, no, you got the wrong number. But you just said you were Jose. I didn't know what the fuck you said, guy. Goodbye. Jose ain't here. Because once they hear my voice, they know I'm not a Jose.
Right.
But that's my name. So a lot of people call me Jose. It's like a fucking Fed from 1980 who wants to know, do you have your attorney? I want to question you for a gun. I don't know no fucking Jose.
Yeah.
So don't fucking, it's either teachers, the judge only calls me Jose. So I know it's always bad.
So is your license to say Jose?
Yeah, everything says Jose,
Yeah.
but nobody's ever called me that.
Yeah.
So when they do call me that, like when people go to court in the old days, like I have a friend, Gavin, until this day he calls me Jose Antonio. That's my real name.
Okay.
And I go, why do you keep saying that? Because that's what they call you in court. So anytime I hear Jose Antonio, it ain't fucking good.
Yeah.
Or Jose, that means it's Sprint. I don't want to talk to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh shit, that made me laugh so hard because he seriously was like hesitant for a second. He was like,
I don't know what you're talking about, dog. This is Joey. You got the wrong fucking
Say his
number.
number. Oh, Tom, fuck, man. I thought you were fucking...
Yeah, for a year I had student loans calling me. Go fuck yourself.
That's the worst.
It was
Really?
1987. You want your money now. Suck my dick.
Suck your loan.
2200. You didn't do the paperwork obviously correctly. Take the loss. Talk to Obama. What are you calling me for? Wasting my time for 2200.
Oh shit! You know, one of the really popular things that happens on our show. You know, some of the shows are all about like, oh, how do you write? You know, all the fucking
Suck my dick. How do you write?
all that shit.
Oh.
Like, yeah, and you're like, oh,
When I see a
What's your-
comic walk
yeah.
into the improv with a notebook,
How does it make you
I
feel?
want to smack them.
Yeah.
you tell us,
Especially
about
when like I see a high, there's specific comics that all they're looking for
Yeah.
is for young comics to come over to them and say, "You writing?" Yes, because this is the best time of the day to write.
To
you know,
write, yeah.
Write at home, all right, bitch.
Yeah, I
All that
agree.
shit, that's all
And
bullshit.
come
to
in
me.
professional, come
yeah,
in correct.
You know, that's all bullshit.
Yeah,
to me.
I agree.
So, they show up with
You
their
know,
notebook.
you know what's the most? I don't like when people go to Starbucks and then do their business there too.
I don't like when people have
typing
a
or
script
writing.
out.
Oh,
Like I've been to comedy clubs where like the comic has his script out, like in between
oh
shows.
right, yeah, like they're so
That fan
important.
had his fucking script out one time.
Was
and I
that-
went up to him, that fan, the guy that won last comic.
Yeah, was that
Yeah.
for a
I went up
SeaWorld
to him.
commercial?
It was
What was
for,
that?
It was for when he first won whatever he had. We were in La Jolla, and he came up with a script on Friday night. And people were going up to him like after the show. He was in the corner reading a script.
Reading
Oh,
a script.
bubble.
Really?
Yeah.
Like those
Yeah.
fucking morons have always fucking killed me. And I like that fan. I love that fan. But I
Right,
took him
right,
aside and I told him, put the fucking script away. You're embarrassing me.
pretentious.
Put that away. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I first moved here, I walked to Runyon Canyon.
Oh,
In the
forget fuck
mornings.
Runyon.
That is those six little whores.
Yeah.
Because at that time it was Jack Nicholson and Titanic were hot. So everybody wanted to party with Leo. Everybody knew him as Leo.
Yeah.
So when I used to have a dog, so I let him out in that area and I listened to these 6 blowjob experts
Yeah.
talk that are just worthless dummy with their sides. First of all, they'd have their sides,
no.
which burns me up even more.
Yeah.
You want to burn me? Go work on an audition in the park or something, so I can really fucking stab you in the heart. And I know, you know that none of these girls are going to book nothing.
No.
And they'd be sitting there, oh my God, last night, Leo and Jack. It was amazing. You fucking blowhards.
Yeah.
You
It's,
fucking blowhards.
That's what sucks about LA, though. That's what ruins my city. I'm
Or-
from here. I grew up in LA.
Or Twitter. I'm going
Yeah.
to an audition.
Oh, yeah.
Cross your fingers. Just left the set of. Oh my God! On Facebook, there's so many people that do that shit.
Yeah.
You know, going to a red carpet. Meanwhile, you're a fucking open micer.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do at a fucking red carpet? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
When they come up to you and they ask you, "Are you in the movie?" No. Are you an extra? No. What are you doing here? Nothing. Nothing. Just walking around. You know, telling people that.
sure. No, I also, you pick up a lot on the road is like comics that are opening for you will start, like, they'll have all the shit, like, their site will be, like, incredible. And then they're like, check out this shit. I just got this, like, thing extra on my site. And you're like, yeah, but you need to work on your fucking.
Oh, please.
Yeah,
Everybody's selling.
act.
They're all selling. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die.
Yeah.
So they're all
Yeah.
trying to sell you smoke and fucking mirrors. And it's worked for a long time. Media could kill you or media could do anything. One click from Kim Kardashian wakes up every morning and her day is not how am I going to get a job.
Yeah.
It's how am I going to be number one on Google.
Right.
That's a very special gift.
Oh, yeah.
And, her corporations make millions of fucking dollars.
Unreal, man.
With no talent. Just the media.
Because she gets
it's
on
amazing.
Google. So is it her fault? No, it's our fault.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
of
It's not her fault.
No.
It's not her fault.
They
We
just
fucked
signed,
up by not doing
We
this
give
shit.
a shit. We watch that piece of shit show.
They just
we don't,
signed a new deal. New deal this week.
You're kidding. For what?
3 years, $40 million for
Oh,
Kardashian.
she's going to start fucking Kanye now?
Yeah, that's.
Oh, she is? Oh, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's going to go until God collects on the karma.
Yeah.
She's going to
that's
go
interesting.
because God always has to send a receipt.
Well, so
Remember
what do
that.
you think will be her
if you don't
downfall?
if you don't work hard,
Yes.
people. Axl Rose flipped out. He's a great singer.
Yeah.
Because success is a motherfucker for some people when it's on them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people know, like there's a lot of people, we could talk about that, wake up in the fucking morning and they should thank the Lord. They should suck the floor's dick.
Yeah.
Because they got nothing going on for them and they got a lot. Comedy Central touched them with something and now they got a special. And they run scared. They know that the end is near because they know
They didn't-
haven't put the fucking word in.
Right.
They've
right.
never done halftime at a Buffalo fucking Sabres game
Yeah.
when they want to see a hockey game. You understand me? They know they've been running on empty and they've lucked out with their little giggles and they're friends with Nick Swanson, so everything works out for them, but it all fucking ends.
It does.
I put the work in.
Yeah.
I put the work in more ways than one. I was just telling Ralphie Mann the way here, we're talking about a club that contacted me, and he said to me, what are you gonna ask him for an offer? I said, I'm gonna hit him with a number, and either they pay it or they don't, because I've been here 15 years without them.
Yeah.
My week is still going to roll. If they want me, they're going to have to lift a rock because I know what they pay the rest of these fucking mutts.
Yeah.
I know. And I've been sitting back for 20 years while everybody else was clapping and jumping. Oh, my God, he got a reoccurring on, whatever. We've been working fucking hard.
Yeah.
So you got these people that you see them. You see them out. You see them in movies. They have this attitude like they're fucking special, and they didn't do dick.
They did dick.
They
Yeah.
just did something, bumped into somebody, and they rubbed into the right fucking set. And then there's other people who've worked very fucking hard, and when the success comes, somebody's going to cash a check. Somebody's going to have to send a receipt for Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
You just don't put a fucking sex tape out and everything falls. But it's like I tell people all the time. People always come up to me and say, Dog, how do I get in the Joe Rogan podcast? It's not being on the Joe Rogan podcast. It's what you do when you get off that podcast. I know 1,000 women that suck dick every fucking night. They blow a DJ at a fucking club. This chick blew a fucking guy and made a career out of it. $80-90 million.
Of course.
So all of you motherfuckers are slipping.
Yeah.
All of you motherfuckers are slipping. Everybody thinks because they get to the plateau, that's it. It's what you do with it. And that's why you got to give that dumb bitch credit. The whole fucking family.
Yeah.
From the mother to fucking that mummy she fucking is married to. Young Frankenstein, who I love, Bruce Jenner. I shouldn't be talking bad about this. That's my dog. He got drafted by the Celtics.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know
he
that.
seems like
He
a
was?
normal
Yeah,
guy.
he got drafted by everybody.
Bruce Jenner?
Yeah, he got drafted. They were just drafting him
Because he could just jump through the
as a
fucking
goof.
ceiling or what?
As a goof.
Oh, really?
As a goof. People were drafting him, and they drafted him for like hockey and shit.
No shit.
But he was definitely drafted by the Celtics, so like a primarily white team.
But doesn't he have primarily? But doesn't he have like a legit talent? Like he has an athletic.
Yes.
No, he's
skill.
a bad
Like,
mother.
the
That guy
is
was
like,
a real fucking
he's,
deal.
He's the only one with talent in the whole
But that was
house.
40 fucking years ago. He
Yeah.
can't do no
Yeah.
4
He was,
40.
he's a gold
Still.
medalist.
I'm a gold medalist. He
Yeah.
was the real deal.
Yeah.
But it's really weird how, the Kardashians, people get mad at. Listen, if you buy this shit, if you watch the show,
It's on you.
you should
It
be
is on
shot.
you.
You should be shot and hung, but it's what she did with that, sucking that black fucking stick.
Ray J. Did you see the Ray J
Let me tell you
sex
something.
tape?
It took
It's
me
so
a year
crazy.
to watch. I don't like porn.
Yeah.
So my friend kept saying,
Really?
watch her pussy. See how hot she is, how she
Yeah.
sucks her dick. So one day in the afternoon, my wife wasn't home. I figured, let me bang one out. Took me an hour to find it because everybody's like into free porn. I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
And when I seen that big black dick come out of the side, it was
Huge
like
cock,
it was like
right?
a piece of shit coming out of my ass. You ever look down and that shit don't stop? You ever take a shit
Yes.
and you look at it and go, I would be a millionaire if I took black cock, because look at the size of that. That's a 22-inch piece of shit that just came out of my ass. And I even boo. I didn't even say, I took it like a soldier. So sometimes after you take a shit, you're like, anal wouldn't be that bad if things were bad. You know what I'm saying? A big black dick for $2 million, I've done worse. I've done worse. What's the difference? Because the show's about you. That's the thing. I love shit. Once you told me,
Wait
how
a
to tell
minent.
shit.
Oh,
Hold on. We
shit.
got to warn the listeners because some
this is
people
a
get all
thing.
freaked
Well,
out.
come to go fuck their mothers. Who cares? Oh, my shit story.
Next stop,
What do you get, man?
Brown Talk.
We give him a little warning.
Brown Talk coming up. You've been warned.
That's it. That's all they get.
That's all they get.
Fucking warning. This is a podcast. Where do these pussies come from? Where'd you get them from? Somebody's one of half a homo fucking podcast. They come over.
They cry. They cry when there's too much brown talk, but now they're going to get it.
Or sometimes they're eating. They're like, I was eating dinner. No. So this is your heads up, guys. Here we go.
So one of the things, I've hung out with Joey, fucking the best is to get off stage and to go back to the green room and see Joey sitting there just hanging out. He's done with his set, you know. I'm done with mine. We're just hanging out, and then I'm just be like, "Hey, you ever?" Just any question, but I was like, "Did you ever take like a crazy shit?" And he's like, "Hold on." He just sits up, reposition. Please tell me about when you got home one time and you had to take a shit, right? You didn't have your keys.
I went to. It's really weird because there's people who shit and don't really pay attention to it. When I shit, I pay attention.
Yes, me too.
Like, you have to pay attention how many times you shit a day, how big they were. Like I know, like the other day I didn't shit in Atlanta the whole day, so I knew when I flew out Sunday morning it might be a problem.
Yeah,
but I made a note. You know what I'm saying? Like there might be a problem.
Yeah,
I don't mind farting on a plane, but shit on a plane, that's no class.
I don't like it either.
Oh, it's the worst. It's so hard.
No class.
That's no class.
What,
you want to fart on a fucking plane? I don't mind you farting on a plane and shit, but you take a shit in first class, that's no class.
Yeah.
You're a fucking mook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'll hold it in before I take. Like one time I flew from fucking Houston, from LA to Houston.
Yeah.
On one of those coked up binges in the morning, like, and I had to take a shit in the morning. And I didn't, and I flew to Houston straight. And I was cutting these farts on the plane that were fucking tremendous. Like I was gagging.
Yeah.
Like I was in the window.
In your own? You were stewing in your own and gagging?
I'm looking at all these white people holding on to their faces because that's when my dick gets hard. Everybody thinks you want to get my dick hard is when I blow a fart and I do it conspicuously and they can't figure out who it is.
Yeah.
And they look at you because you're the fat one.
Yeah,
people always blame you, but you look at the baby. That's what I do. I always look for the baby. I always look for the motherfucking baby. What are you looking at me for, bitch? Check that fucking Arab baby eating that hummus. That little 9-month-old eating hummus.
Changing a diaper.
Yeah.
Because what I like to do, because they don't suspect me because I'm blonde and a woman,
Right.
I like to pretend like I'm sleeping and then I lean against the window and then I rip it. And I did it one that was so bad. I had Mexican food before I got on the plane. I kept farting and farting because this dumb cunt next to me wouldn't shut the fuck up. And finally she goes, "Oh, do you smell that? It smells like a dirty diaper. Somebody changing the baby's diaper." And I was like, that's such a compliment to
I just
me.
make believe I don't know what they're talking about.
Me too.
I'm like, the best was when I farted next to Rogan.
He told me
While he was watching the thing and he couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
And he said he kept trying to breathe and he kept watching Antonio Banderas teaching black kids how to dance, but he couldn't breathe. And I'm sitting there howling. I got him trapped. Because I'll put my fucking leg right there. Joe Rogan ain't going nowhere. You understand? I'm body trapped with that leg. And he'll be sleeping and he'll get up and go, Diaz. And he'll shake his head and he'll take his glasses off. Like, what the fuck just happened?
He said that somebody, like, some white lady in the row behind was like, "Oh my God."
I farted one time.
When it hit her.
The best was
That's the ultimate compliment.
I took a shit at the Brea Improv that had to be 28 to 39 inches of just shit.
Really?
On top of shit. You know and I shit different. I don't sit all the way back. I don't like my ball sack in the toilet seat. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
And when you pee and shit, don't put your monkey niggas. I gotta eat that thing. I want you pissing, leave a stain on the fucking sink. I'd rather you leave a fucking road thing than have your pussy in that toilet seat.
There's no way it can go in
So
there.
I don't care how the fuck you do it. And I don't do this. I don't put my balls in there. So I sit close to the edge, so I always leave a trail. So when I shit
brown
that time,
trail.
a brown trail,
Oh,
that's
okay.
disgusting. So I'm at the Brea Improv and I shit. And the piece of shit, it was like one of those silly putty shits.
Yeah.
Once it hit water, it magnified. But it didn't go into the hole. It went across the hole. So it went on top. So it was like a thing of log bricks, of logs just laying on top of each other. So I looked at it and I was ready to flush. And I can't flush that. That's a work of art.
That's a work of art.
So I went and I got green onions and I sprinkled them on there. And I took ketchup and I sprinkled them on there. I didn't let nobody go in the bathroom so Joe Rogan get off stage. And that motherfucker, he's like, you know me, it's like flies coming to vinegar.
Yeah.
And watch, when he gets off stage, he's going to go right in the bathroom. Sure enough, he comes off. That was a great set, dog. I was on fire. I got to take a pee. And I see him going, all of a sudden he goes, whoa! And he goes, who was that? And he comes out, who's that? Who is that? And I go, and somebody goes, it's Diaz. He's like, you have to go to the hospital. That's it. Even if I pay, you got to go to the hospital. There's onions and blood on top of that Diaz. I put like a little piece of toilet paper on there, like if it was in there. I love doing that shit to
It's
people.
the best, man.
I'm so happy.
When I was in prison, I took a shit in a fucking cheese box, those welfare cheese boxes. I was having this problem with this white kid with long hair. He thought I was a biker. So he was in our cafeteria dorm. So I said, I'm going to fuck this guy up. I stole a welfare box of cheese. Do you know I took a shit that hit that box coast to coast? Like, I even positioned it so the shit would be like squished against the box. That's 30 inches of cheese.
I'm sorry. Oh, it's a 30-inch box.
30 inches. I took the box of shit.
log?
One whole log.
I
drink a lot of water, a lot of apples before you go to bed.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the secret. You eat like 3 apples before you go to bed. That shit in the morning comes out like a fucking yogurt roll. That fucking
wow.
Yeah, no paper, no nothing. You don't need nothing. You don't have to wipe your ass. Just quick. Bah! 3-4 apples before you go to bed. I learned that from Weight Watchers.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So, but this is '87 when I shit in the guy's box. And I took one of those cheese things with an American flag and I put it in this shit and put the box on top, put it in this drawer, and put the clothes on top.
Oh my god!
And the guy would walk by for 3 weeks. Man, it smells like shit in here. And me and the black guys are howling. Finally, one day he's like, "I found it! I found it! You nasty motherfuckers! Who did this?" And the shit had shrinkled up.
Yeah.
Because after a few weeks outside in air, it just shrivels up.
because there's water.
It went
in
from like 39
The air
inches
hits,
to like 8 inches, and it was all fucking ants eating each other and shit.
Is shitting and stuff is big, like in prison, right? To like, you know, like prisoners will
People
shit
will fucking kill you
for throwing shit.
Like if you shit and you don't flush real quick because you're in a room with 40 guys. So as soon as that shit comes out of your ass, you hear
I'm
people
sorry.
say,
Explain.
put water on it.
But how does it? So how does the toilets work in prison?
Well,
Like
there's a bathroom,
row
like
of them, or
anywhere
just
else.
one?
No, there's like everything is different. Like sometimes you have a dorm room that has, fucking 10 prisoners in a room. If you're in a 2-man cell, obviously, there's one fucking toilet.
Yeah.
So you got to shit with this guy in a fucking
And
room.
what does
I
he
was
do?
never in that position.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I've never been in that position
So
where I had
what's-
to shit in front of another man. In Cuba, they've got prisons and whatever it's called, that it's a hole in the floor.
Oh, yo.
And you're fucking naked. And
there's like 100 guys.
There's 100 guys. That's Fidel to humiliate you.
Yeah.
That's why when Cubans go to jail here, they're like, what, bitch, close? Stop! We're going to tear it up in there.
Yeah.
So wait. So what's the rules of?
Morro. That's the name of that prison in Cuba. That's a hole in the floor, dog.
I mean,
It's in the middle of the room.
I've seen that in Eastern
And you pee
countries.
and you walk around naked, so they fuck you up. When you go in the shit, there's a perfect time to get mugged with your asshole open.
Yeah.
These Cuban faggots, they fly around the room. They just.
So when's a good time to shit when you're in prison? Like, what's an
I have no
ideal?
fucking idea. You just
Yeah,
shit
you
whenever.
just
I
shit.
don't fucking know.
You don't do it like in the middle of the night when no one's around?
Nah, you just shit. Because after a while, they put you in your own situation. So
I see.
you shit wherever the fuck. Like
But you flush that shit quickly.
You flush it quick when you're in the cell because you just can't leave it there.
Yeah.
When we're home, we shit. We don't flush. We just sit there and inhale that death for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But you better flush. Like now, at this age, I got like candles and torches and flares. You don't open up the toilet after somebody else is in there. It goes into your lungs. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Worst.
So I get candles now. I do the whole fucking thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's good. Let's consider it.
Now, wait. So this time we got sidetracked. You came home. You had to take a shit.
I went to eat sushi, and everybody knows that even if you don't have to shit while you're eating sushi, somewhere in the point you have to shit. Now I have a very easy system. I go to the ATM machine, I take a 20 out, I go eat sushi, I eat the sushi, and then on the way back from sushi, I stop and get a $20 bag of weed. That was my plan for the day. I had an audition at 2:30 in the afternoon. My plan was to go get sushi, go get weed, drop it off at home, let it dry, put the suit on, and then go down to the audition, come back, the weed will be dry, and I'll be ready to go. When I went to eat all-you-could-eat sushi at the Dragon at Lancashire, I ate so much albacore and so many of those rolls that it went right to my asshole.
Yeah.
It clouded my judgment. So instead of going to the weed store, I went right home to shit.
Yeah. You're like, I got to shit right
I gotta
now.
shit. You know when you got to shit, you're like
Yes.
looking around the car, and you're like,
You gotta
and everybody's
go.
in front. Now you got the guy in the wheelchair that wants to cross the street.
Yeah.
And you're like, not now, motherfucker. You're in no danger. You got one chance to run across, motherfucker. And I get home, Christina, and I had taken the key off to give to my wife that morning.
Oh, no.
And I would walk up the stairs with that 1 inch of shit coming out of your asshole.
Oh, it's the worst. You're
I
clenching.
go, I don't have, and I go to the door, and you're praying, Lord, please, I hope I left the door open. So I go around the back, and I have to climb, and I used to be a burglar, so this is easy for me. So I'm trying to figure out, but I'm trying to think with the piece of shit coming out of my ass. So I'm looking, there's a window to my office, but I can't do it. So I got to put bricks on the stairs like fucking Houdini. I could break my ankle, jump off the bricks, and push myself in. So I control the shit. I'm like, Lord, please help me. I fucking pick myself up, and I land. But I land on my stomach on the windowsill. So now I'm halfway the fuck in. Yeah, I'm halfway in. I'm in. I'm in. The cats are there. Meow, meow. You cocksuckers, help me. I'm in. But right there, the windowsill was pushing it, so the shit started to drip out of my ass. So I was in my own house. I had to stop the burglary attempt, run to the backyard, which is right around, and I looked around. There's a brick wall. There's a brick wall and a tree. So I went and I pulled down my pants. It was one of those where it just goes, bah! Like, it comes out like a cannon. Like somebody pushed it in. Bah, and it's water and hard shit and particles. And I'm smelling this fog. And I'm like, oh, my God.
It's a Thunderdome.
So now I just put my underwear on because I got no paper. I just put the underwear on and walk like fucking like, something's wrong with me. And I climbed back up in the window. I'm relieved. And I just said, shit, listen, I got shitty underwear. So I'm just going to take another shower. Because all the smoke that came out of that shit, that toxic shit is on me anyway. I'm never going to book this role. So I went inside, I washed. After I washed and I got the suit on, I realized, oh my God, I got to clean up that shit because my landlord's got 3 dogs in the back. I go down to Hollywood. I book the movie. I get back home. I'm excited. I did good with the audition.
Right.
And all of a sudden I go, oh my God, it's 5 o'clock. The landlord's going to come home.
Oh, no.
And she's going to find the shit. Now all her dogs are these little Chihuahua types and these little puppy types. So I said, let me just go take a look at this shit. I walked down the stairs and I went to look at this shit. Christina, I wish I was lying to you. It was under a tree. Where I had shot the shit, like something was on my asshole rim that darkened the wall. Like it was like shooting a gun next to a wall, so the gunpowder.
Oh, right.
So I had shit residue on the wall, and it was just like a mountain of shit on top of a stick that had come out after the cannon. The shit fell out. It was just, and it was sideways. And it was at least 19 inches of pure shit. So right there, I go to myself, I'm a comic. Do I clean it up or do I go upstairs and wait for the landlord to come home? And when she sees that piece of shit that come out of the Chihuahua, she's going to die. Yeah. Sure enough, I say, fuck it. I pick plan B. I start smoking a bunch of bong hits and I just sip on my thing and I hear, shh. Woo, 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 woo. When she hears the screen door, the dogs go out running. I hear, woo, 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 woo. And I sit and I watch the spot. And I watch, and I see her come around with her little pooper scooper. She got a little pooper scooper with like a little handle to it. And she's going like this, Christine, and all of a sudden she looks at the shit I took, covers her face, and runs away. By this time, I'm on the floor breathing backwards because she fell into my lair. I'm 5.
Right.
You know I'm 5. Right. When it comes to farts and shit, I'm 5. Yeah. I'm howling. I'm turning red. I'm getting dizzy. One of those by yourself, which is really the one. And she's coming back looking at it, Christina. She's looking at it and looking around the neighborhood, looking up at the tree. And I'm howling. I can't take this. So I finally hear boom, and it's my wife. And I go in front of the computer, and she's like, hi, how are you? And I'm like, hi, honey. She's like, how was your day? I'm like, great. So she goes, what do you want for dinner? Fish, whatever. And I'm back there just laughing. And all of a sudden I hear my wife, boom, I hear her going out to take the garbage down. And all of a sudden she's down there for about 15 minutes. And she comes running into the room and she goes, Joey, I just talked to Barbara. Did you see any animals around here or anything? Barbara thinks an animal shit in her yard. And I felt like telling her, yeah, that animal was fucking me. Listen, the best was she looked at it, ran in, and instead of coming in with the pooper scooper, she came back with a shovel.
Shut up.
She knew her job was tough.
Yeah.
I love it. That's a great trick.
Animal.
She thought a bear shit back there.
She thought a fucking bear.
But human shit is very distinct in its aroma and its texture and size.
But it must have been
splatter.
a fucking...
No, this was a monster. This was
Yeah.
18, 19 inches of shit. Topped with cannon, pre-sushi cannon that comes out of your ass.
Oh, my God. Did it burn or was it
Nothing.
a
I didn't even
straight?
feel it coming out. It just comes out with me. There's no burn. There's no nothing.
So she cleaned it up and you never told your lady?
I told her, I think like 3 months later, I took the shit. And she was upset. She was like, oh,
She was upset.
can't do that. Because I shit in the garage one time in the old building. I'll shit anywhere.
Yeah.
I shit in Fabian's backyard.
Yeah, what happened?
After a 5-hour drive, I could. You're driving back from like fucking Lompoc at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, and you're like, I got it.
First of all, I'm professional. I'm not going to shit in somebody's. You ever go to a gas station, you want to really shit, and you look in there.
You're like, no.
You're like, I
But that's the difference between me and you is that I'll just do it. Like I've shit into wag bags in Afghanistan and throw it in the fire just to get the shit out of me. Because sometimes if you got like third world dump brewing or travel shit, I mean, road ass is the worst though. Like road ass, you can't. It's an emergency when you got to shit with road ass.
Yeah, I've had hot steamers just I shit one time into a Ziploc bag and put it in a guy's pillowcase.
That's classic. That's sweet. I like that.
And in college,
that's classic.
we would play cards in his room, and we were just fucking with him, you know. And so he it turns out like it's like Wednesday night, so we're gonna play cards. I already took the shit. It's in the Ziploc bag in his pillowcase, and we're all sitting there playing cards. And then we get word that he's spending the night at his girlfriend's. So the other guy, the roommate's like, well, then get that shit out of here. Otherwise, it's going to be for us. We're just going to smell your shit. So I was like, all right. So I took the bag of shit and I threw it out of the dorm, and it just landed like on the side of a hill, right? And it just sat out there for like 3 days. And then they were like, oh, he's coming back tonight. So like, is the bag of shit out there? I was like, I don't know. It's a bag of shit. It might be gone. You know, I don't know what the fuck happened to it. So I go outside and it's been cooking in the sun for like in this black bag for like 3. I mean, you can smell it like from 20 feet away. You can smell it. I grab it, put it back in his pillowcase. We go to play cards again, and then he comes in. He's like, all right, fellas, we're going to bed. And we're like, all right, we're just going to play cards, man. He's like, all right. So he goes, he lays down on his pillow, and we're all just like trying to be like cool about it, you know, like not make too much of a thing. And all of a sudden he goes, I got to change my fucking sheets, man. And we're just like trying to like not laugh, you know. He gets up, he pulls a sheet off the bed, and he takes his pillowcase, and he's like, you see him, he just looks at the pillowcase. And he looks into it, and he turns it upside down, and a bag of shit just falls out of it. And you can see it's a hot, mushy, brown bag of shit. He fucking loses. He's like, you motherfuckers. Like, he knows, obviously. Yeah. We're laughing. I mean, I can't fucking breathe. He picks up the bag of shit and he throws it, and it comes, I mean, right towards me. I duck my head. It lands on the wall behind me. Another guy picks up. They're picking up my shit. He picks up, throws it this way. The whole fucking dorm empties. Everybody's in the hallway, like, oh my god, you know, like when you're in college, like something's going on. What's going on? They're like, there's a bag of shit. There's a bag of shit coming out of Red's room. He's fucking run. Who put the bag of shit? And I'm like, I didn't put a bag of shit in your room. Meanwhile, the biggest guy in the fucking hall, it's like 6'8", 360. Tackle for the football team. He's been drinking Everclear all night. He's drunk and he's just fucking pounding on walls like a fucking. It's like a fucking gorilla got loose, you know. So there's a bag of shit. There's a fucking drunk ape fucking pounding on walls. This kid's like, who threw shit at me? The fucking giant starts projectile vomiting all over the hallway. It's a mess. And he goes up, and the kid finally tries to go to sleep. Like, after he got the shit out of his room, he's super pissed off. And the drunk fucking orangutan comes in the room and starts picking up his mattress and smashing him against the wall. Like, he can't win, you know, he can't fucking win. But there's just, and for years, he would ask me if I did it. He was like, did you shit in my pillowcase? And I was like, so bad. I did. And then, you know, when I told him at his wedding. I toasted him at his wedding, and I told him, I said, I shit in your pillowcase.
Was he bad?
No, he was like, we're good. We're good, yeah.
That's the worst.
But wait, you when you came back from that trip, you said you were at Mike's place, right? Favorman.
No, about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, we had a gig.
Yeah.
He used to book some little bar. He had a girlfriend up there, and he rented a car, and he goes, you know, I'm going to stay with the girl, take the car home, and I'm trying to drive. And it's 5 hours at 2 in the fucking morning, you know.
Yeah.
I think I get to Hollywood like at 6:30, and I got to shit, and I can't find parking. And I go, you know what? I just go shit at his house. He said he left the door open. Like, yeah, I get to his house, the door is locked. And I just shit in his backyard, just wide open. There was paper towels. And I wiped my ass, and I left the paper towels in the garbage, but I left the piece of shit out. And the next day, I'm over there, and he's like, man, the weirdest thing. Somebody shit in my yard, and I drove over in my car. He drove over, it was stuck on his tires, and it went loose. Because once you break the shit in half, that's when it's like a Tic Tac. That thing smells deadly. Yeah. It smells bad when it's just standing there. But break that piece of shit. It's like tear gas. It gets bad. So he ran over it. Like after 12 hours in the sun, the yard smelled for 3 or 4 days. He was furious. He was fucking... I tell you what else always gets me. Like, I'm the type of guy, as I'm leaving a joint, you know what I'm saying? You just did a set. You're like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Yeah. I'll go when I get home. Yeah. And you can control it till you hit the 5. And I've always told people that it's like your asshole knows.
It does know. I say that too.
As soon as your asshole hits the 101, it goes into full effect.
Yeah.
But once your eyeballs see your exit,
Forget
and once
it.
your asshole hits the magnet on the off ramp,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like
man.
once you for some reason
Yeah.
once that asshole hits
Yeah.
that magnet, it's like your asshole knows where you live and where that magnet is. And as soon as you hit it, because one night I had to drive in home and I go, I'll pull up to the front of the house and I just run up. It was coming out of my leg already.
Yeah.
And there was no parking, and I went in my backyard, and that's the night I just pulled out in front of my house and shit in the garage and drove over it so my wife wouldn't see it. The shit, and then the next day I was going to just come pick it up with a thing and throw it away.
Yeah.
And the next morning she goes, "Oh, I left that piece of paper in the car," and I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
And she came back up and she's like, "Man, there's a lot of flies in the garage." And I'm howling. I'm fucking howling. She doesn't know. I finally cleaned it up and told her like a year later that I shit in the fucking garage.
You've definitely shit outdoors more than anybody
Oh,
else.
I'll shit outdoors. I'll shit, piss outdoors. I love it.
I love taking a leak outdoors.
Oh.
That's the best thing.
I'm jealous.
This is why I hate about the cell phone. The cell phone ruined the leak process for me.
Yeah.
Because I would piss. I would just pull over, go on a payphone, and take my dick out. People are looking at this. They're not looking at your dick. They're looking at your hand up here.
Yeah.
I did that for years. Only when you go on the East Coast and it's cold out, that's how you get busted, because next thing you know, steam is coming out of you. So either you're a fucking messiah or there's something wrong with you. This guy's on the phone and steam's coming out of his fucking feet, But seriously, payphones were my shit. I would piss. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I gotta go to a bathroom. That's a payphone right there.
Yeah.
Get on the phone, take your dick out, and start fucking inhaling.
That's what I
And
like
make believe you're on
about
the phone.
when I'm in like here. It's like different when you live in a city like this. But when I'm in Florida and I'm driving around, when you're like, I've got to piss right now.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just pull over on any street and just go out, walk outside the car, and just piss on the side of the road.
The number one excuse for speeding is I got to take a shit.
Yeah.
And if you lower that window and you say, because there's always the fart before the shit.
Right.
The pre-fart attack, that's the worst. That's That's the insides of you that got together.
Yeah.
It comes out first before the fart. You don't notice it because you usually do it outside.
Yeah.
But when you do it and you're in a fucking 4-door car, it's like leaving it and coming back the next morning.
Yeah.
You're like, my asshole stinks. I got to go see a gynecologist or somebody who specializes in the asshole. You know what I'm saying? Somebody.
My mother, when I used to complain about farts, my mother would be like, "Don't complain about the farts. Farts are a gift. They're pushing the shit out."
Yes, they are.
And they are like a special gift.
You get that first tear gas that comes out of your belly button. That first set of that fucking rot that comes out of you. And then what comes behind that. So
I can hold my shit a long time.
Yeah,
See how,
it's very weird.
I'll be like, I got to take a shit and shit an hour later. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know about that. I don't know
the
how you
thought
do it.
comes in your mind that you got to take a shit and you could hold it.
Yeah.
But there's times where you got to take a shit.
There's.
You
But
gotta take
when
a
I
shit.
say I gotta shit, I gotta shit.
I gotta
like
shit.
there's like
Yeah.
a small window, maybe a 5-minute window. I gotta go.
You ever have plans, but you got to shit and it ruins everything?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Like this morning, I had a bunch of shit I had to do. I dropped my wife off. I went for coffee, and I had to go to Sprint. And right as I was drinking that coffee, I was like, you know what? Sprint's going to have to wait. I got to go home and let this motherfucker loose.
Yeah.
Because I usually eat like a cereal that'll make me shit for breakfast. So
Sure.
I do that one. And then
You're like a high fiber kind of.
high fiber, like granola. I always eat something like crunchy to push that shit out. And then I end up going. And then you go out and meet somebody for coffee, and that's the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
Well,
You
I
drink
like
a cup
to
of coffee,
yeah.
hit a cigarette, and that's your
forget
number
it.
one.
But I like to plan efficiently. Like in the morning, I have a regimen. I wake up, I drink a double espresso here I make in the house, and then I shit, and then I shower. Because lately my dumps have been real running.
You got to shit and shower.
Yeah.
You got to shower right after, because sometimes I don't want to wipe 10 times.
No. If I got death ass, I'll just shower. Do I fuck around and walk around with that?
Yeah,
and you
all
gotta stop
day
at
long.
the audition. Your asshole stings.
Yeah, I hate
when
that.
your asshole stings 8 times, it's not that you're a pig and you didn't wipe it. That maybe you had a shit in a rush. That's the worst too. When you have a shit in a rush and
I hate that.
You don't wipe enough. Then you wipe it 4, and you got half a pound of shit in your ass. You're like, how did this fucking happen?
You know what happened to me last week is I was at the airport in Vancouver, and our gate was like it was like a construction gate. So they're like, you have to go into a separate room. They're building this part of the airport. So the only bathroom in our gate was a single. So there's like it's just like
the pressure.
a men and so
I hate
I sat and I was
that.
like, I gotta take a shit, because it was like probably like 12 and I hadn't shit yet. It was like noon, and I had lunch and I had a coffee, and I was like, this is fucking business time right now. And I went in there, but then people start like like you can people are pulling on the door,
hate
like fucking
jiggling the handle.
jiggling the
That means
handle.
it didn't stink enough.
Yeah.
When you put that fucking odor of death out there, people won't jiggle the door because nobody wants to follow that. You know what I'm saying? Who needs to follow? Can I have a little bit of water?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting an anxiety attack real quick.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay. It's too warm in here,
amazing.
Joey. I'm
A little bit too
sorry.
warm.
We don't.
You gotta open something.
Yeah, we'd have to open the window.
You know me, I need it down at 60 for fucking survival.
Oh,
I sleep
sorry.
cold. Yeah, I gotta
You
have
do?
it cold.
Like a
Yeah,
bear.
I gotta have it cold.
Like my
If
husband.
Not, I can't cope.
I like it warm.
No, fuck that shit.
Is your lady? Does she like the cold too?
She's got no choice in the matter. She can sleep on the couch.
Now let me ask you: do you shit in front of your wife?
No, I don't.
Does
like
she
that. I
shit
don't
in
even
front
like,
of you?
No. I don't even like when she knocks on the door to have conversation with me.
Well, that's
You see, I'm shitting. When we moved into this thing, the number one priority was that we had a 1.5 bath. And that half
we
bath
need
is
that
mine,
too.
and it's behind the bathroom. I don't give a fuck. I don't want people in there. That's my bathroom. That's where I have my weed, my pipe. I got my book Ross Perot. I got my Dolce for life, and I go in there. It's got a little window, and I got a little refrigerator.
Oh, that's good. I think Joey's sweating to death in here. If we could open that window.
And that was the prerequisite.
Yeah, that's
I don't want to
good.
smell my wife's shit. I don't want my wife to smell my shit.
Well, can I recommend something to you that we
Go
got?
ahead.
My friend Rena got us a gift. It's a spray that you can buy at
good.
Bed Bath.
That's right. Tell Rena to fuck off. when my shit, there's no spray
You
to mask
can't
that
vanilla
shit.
mask it?
Nah, why would you want to do something like that to the good odor of fucking shit? You ever put something over shit? It just smells terrible.
Well, if you get a strong enough spray,
I
it can
usually
mask
get a
it.
candle.
Yeah.
I
you
don't like
okay.
even following going in there. You ever
Yeah.
take your own shit?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
You forget to put Visine in your eyes, and you go in there and get the Visine. You're like, what the fuck did I eat last night? Now you're sitting there for 2 hours thinking about life, and you might have stomach cancer. You never fucking know. That's what happens to me. So
There's
I always
fucking
light a candle. I got those
garbage
expensive
inside of me.
candles.
Yeah.
So what?
I said there is garbage inside of me.
It's
The
been
fucking-
smelling really bad lately.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's
man.
that lingering. It's that after later. Like you're like, what did I eat? And it's listen. And here's the funny thing: the healthier you eat, the worse it stinks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if you go to fucking you eat that chai and all that whey protein,
Kale and all that shit.
Kale.
bro,
Oh,
you
yeah.
stink so fucking bad. Even the steam bath, when the steam comes out of you, stink bad.
Yeah.
So that's what I noticed. The healthier, like now I'm on the Whole Foods chicken and the meat. My shit smells fucking worse than it's ever done.
I know. It's true. You're right.
I mean, I thought it would save my asshole a little bit. It hasn't. My dick.
No.
Can I ask you? I didn't tell you this before. Can I ask you to tell a story you told me one time? Is fucking. It was like the way that it happened was that we were talking and you actually asked, you're like, how's Christina doing? And I was like, good. She's in. I think I said Knoxville. You been in Knoxville? Is that where you were?
No, I was in Knoxville a couple of years ago. It was a few years ago. Yeah.
And you just went. Let me tell you something. I was in Knoxville like 12 years
ago.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Do you remember this story?
Fuck yeah. I just told it the other day in Tennessee.
You did?
Because somebody said they were from Knoxville. I didn't say it on stage.
Yeah.
And I was in Knoxville doing a creative run. Do you guys remember creative?
No.
No.
Creative artist was who had Carrot Top in the 90s, who made millions with Carrot Top. And this guy off of Carrot Top was booking, this is 1997 when I lived here, he was booking all these rooms. He was paying headliners $350 a night. Wasn't bad. And
Yeah.
features $250. It's not fucking bad.
That's
He was
not
sending
bad.
you everywhere. So me and Vinny Coppola, you know Vinny Coppola's Vinny Light Bulbs? We were in Knoxville.
Vinny Light Bulbs.
Vinny Light Bulbs. He's on Facebook. I tell this story about him. He's a very good-looking guy. He looks like Godfather. He looks like Al Pacino in Godfather 2, where we did Knoxville. He was the feature act, and I was just learning how to headline. I didn't know anything. And I go on stage, and Christina P., there's 16 people the first show.
Yeah.
But
Sucks.
there was a couple in there, and this chick was just turning 21, and she was hotter than that. When I tell you she was hotter than that, she was Playboy material penthouse. I mean, she was just, and she
Yeah.
was with this kid that looked like, missing tooth construction guy. She didn't know.
Yeah.
Nobody discovered this girl yet.
Yeah.
So the feature goes up, and then I go up, and it's 16 people, Christina. We
Yeah,
want to do material.
sucks. Yeah,
you want to
yeah.
be a half hour.
Yeah.
Really? You're not going to go nowhere. Just talk to her.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about fucking and sucking. And this girl is drinking, and she gets into this whole tirade about my husband fucks me in front of my friends. I mean, basically, he was married to her, but he was pimping her.
Oh man.
Okay, he was like coming over and he was fucking her, and his friends would pay like pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like you had to hear this shit. She was saying how he would take her to work and put a bed in the back of the truck at lunchtime, construction, fuck her in front of all his friends on the construction site for like $5 a piece. And she's there telling me
$5?
that. Like she's
She's worth
into
more.
this. This poor girl was taken by this. So it don't matter. The first show ends. I go to the bathroom. I go upstairs to smoke with Vinny. But Vinny's on the first floor, and I got to go up to my room to get the weed or whatever. As I'm smoking, she's coming out of the bathroom. So she's like, you were very funny, blah, 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 blah. And I felt bad for her for a minute. Like, she was like, she had great tits, a great face. I mean, this girl was dressed to the nines, and she's with this loser. And she starts talking. She's like, I didn't tell you about my blowjob and all this stuff. So I said, well, don't tell me about it. Do it. You know what I'm saying? So she takes my fucking dick out and sucks it. And
No way.
Bro, a great job. Showed me her pussy. I mean, a great job. I mean, this girl was world
Great
class.
job.
She didn't know it. She didn't even know it.
Wow.
I go up to my room. I smoke my joint. The second show opens. I come downstairs. When I come down, she's starting to get drunk, Christina. Hammered, like, with that look, that one eye closed, and she sees me, and she starts giving me the dirty eye. And her and her husband are getting drunk, and they're talking, and now there's 8 people for the second show, and they're talking about even worse stuff, how he ties her up and makes movies with her, and in the middle of all this, they go, coming to the stage, Joey Diaz. I come up to the stage, and at this point, she's just looking at me, and she just yells out, I sucked his dick. And he's yelling, what do you mean you sucked his dick? What do you mean? This is going on. My husband, my wife sucked your dick? And I'm thinking, I'm going to fight the guy, and the guy's like, fuck that. I want my $35. All he wanted was $35. He didn't even care that his wife sucked my dick. He's just yelling, I want my $35. I want my $35. I'm on stage going, she didn't suck my dick. She didn't suck my dick. They're going, I want my $35. I want my $35. I'm coming back tomorrow night. I want my goddamn $35. My wife don't suck nobody's dick for free. And he's saying this, and I'm dying. I mean, I'm fucking dying because this is Knoxville, Tennessee. Never went back. I think they even fired me and paid me for Saturday.
Wow.
I don't think I even did the show. I can't, because I asked Vinny, because I even brought Vinny to Brea one night, and I told the story on stage about this is what happened to us in Knoxville. This chick just tapped out and started saying how she sucked my dick.
Holy shit.
It came in my mouth. She's saying all this, and he's like, came in your mouth? That's $35. And I'm fucking, you know, and there was no reality.
$35.
$35. You know, Christina,
That's
your
a
husband would have
cheap
said,
blow.
You sucked his dick, Joey, my wife. How could you
I'll
do
murder
that?
you, yeah.
This guy's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I just want my $35. Fuck it. Suck his dick again for $70.
Wow.
Is it $70?
Wow.
Fucking fantastic.
And you know,
What a world.
You try to tell people this, and unless you're on the road, like even a woman,
Yeah.
what do you see on the road? You see disgusting
I see all
women.
kinds of shit,
And
yeah.
especially when you work like with a good-looking feature or something. You're like, really? Like I was doing a triple run. If you really want to see,
that's the
if
worst.
You really
I
wanna
know. I've
see
done it. Yeah.
what's the word?
The
'Cause I'm not
dregs.
too smart. The dregs
the
of women.
lower of the low, the derelicts.
I was
Yeah.
in American Home.
Yeah.
You go to American Home.
No.
Oh, that's part of the Spud tour. He's got 2 tours in Idaho. They call Spud number 1 and Spud number 2.
I did Lewiston, Idaho on a triple run. The paper mill city. It smells like shit. Paper mill.
And I love
terrible.
listen, I would do a triple run right now.
Yeah.
Me, you, and your husband.
It would be
just for
fun if the
proof.
3 of
fun,
us.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't drive,
Yeah,
smoke
for
dope.
fun.
Yeah.
But I was in an American Home, and it's an Air Force place or a service place like that. And I get there, and since the minute I get there, the chick comes up to me, you from New York? You know, I got a brother-in-law from New York, and you know, with that stupid shit.
Yeah,
You know, I
yeah.
got a cousin who's from New York.
Gives
You
a
know,
shit.
Wow.
I'm no good-looking guy, and this chick's talking to me. Just so happened, her husband was like the platoon leader. Let's just say he ran the joint.
Yeah.
But the house MC was like, she likes you, huh? It's going to be a fun night for you. So, and this chick is like, at the time, I got to be maybe 31, 32, and she's probably 42.
Yeah.
She's a cougar in today's, they didn't have that expression. They just called them horny old fucking lady. Now it's a cougar. In my day, it was like, that bitch a freak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we start talking. I just ask you to suck my dick. I'll never forget this. Right on the stage, on the UFO, whatever it was, right on the stage, behind the curtain, this lady went on her hands and knees and started sucking my dick like a trooper. But then somebody came and go, Joey, and I turned around. Now, 9 out of 10 women would have let the dick fall out of their mouth and stood up. Not this lady. She grabbed onto that helmet and took the ride. Like, I dragged that. She was like sucking that fucking horn of death till this day.
Like pulling a bone out of a dog's
so
mouth.
I went to turn Christine, and this bitch was like, you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
She didn't even care if somebody
She
was in the
wanted to
room.
finish.
I mean, the shit on triple
Holy
runs
shit.
Yeah, it's
is
the lowest of the
ridiculousness. I
low.
mean, and women will tell you, like, I've had conversations with decent women that have gone, I've been on the road, and I see what those women are like with comics. Jesus fucking Christ. It's fucking crazy.
Well, I went on the road with Ralphie May's wife, Lana Turner, many years. I think maybe like 2005, not so that long ago. But that was pretty rough. We just did these redneck
did the Tribble Run.
We did Tribble Run together,
Yeah.
and Lana was headlining. It was my first time featuring ever. Was at a Tribble Run, and we did this town in Oregon.
That'll break you, man. Right?
It taught me so many lessons. When you do it's like legit shitholes, and you don't even have 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was eating it, man.
8-hour drive.
Oh yeah,
Dog, I started on the Tribble Run, and I had no, like, they called me on a Monday to be in Ogden, Utah. I'll never forget this, you know. And you go to Ogden, Utah, and you're the hot ass in your town, and all of a sudden you go to Ogden, and they're like, and after 5 minutes you're dying.
Oh,
10
you
minutes,
just
you're dying.
die
After
up there,
15 years
yeah.
doing people's jokes. Because it don't matter. Ain't nobody going to report back to the commissioner here.
No.
I'm in fucking hell.
It's
Yeah.
awful.
You know, I used to bomb on those trips.
Oh, I bombed for 2 weeks straight, and
Yeah,
Lana
for
would
2 weeks
crush.
straight.
She would just kill. She had those songs.
I still know
God.
Reed City, and I used to have to get on stage and drive because I'd have my daughter the next day on Sundays. So no matter where the Tribble run ended, I would have to drive all night long. I don't have to tell you about how many no dozes and fucking Mountain Dews and how many times I woke up, I'll sleep in the car.
Oh my
You
God.
say, let me pull over, but you leave the car on running so the heat runs.
Yeah.
And you wake up and you think you actually fell asleep. Has that ever happened to you?
Oh, yeah.
And you open your eyes, you're like, and all of a sudden you're like, oh,
Shit,
you
yeah.
think the car was driving and you fell
Yeah.
asleep. I mean, the Tribble
That heat,
runs-
too. That heat will put you to sleep in
Yeah.
a car.
Dog, I had a car
Scary.
in Seattle that used to leak exhaust in the air conditioning thing. So you had to write a suicide note every hour. Like every hour. It would take me 8 hours to drive from Portland to Seattle because every 45 minutes you got to write like a I love you, cruel world, and take a nap. And then wake up again and you're like, I'm back. 20 minutes later, you're like, I hate you, cruel world.
New lease on life every 20 minutes.
I did the last Tribble Run I did was in 2000. After I had moved here and done some movies, I said, you know what, man, I don't want to be one of those guys that goes to the Melrose Improv one night and gets sandwiched in between Doug Stanhope and Nick DiPaolo by mistake. And you don't know how bad you look when you're here and they put you up at the Improv and you get sandwiched in between two pros.
Yeah.
You don't know what your world is really like. You don't
Yeah.
have that nowhere else. Every once in a while it would happen to me. And one night I was sandwiched in between Pablo and Doug Stanhope on Black Night at Monday night.
Whoa.
No.
Yeah.
And I said, that's it. Because
Yeah.
you can't develop around here. You got to go on
No.
the Tribble Runs and really write. And I did that for 6 weeks with Jodie Fertig.
Oh, I know her name. I don't know her,
That
but I know her
crazy
name.
drunk bitch. And then we got another 2 weeks. And you know what? It helped me become you really make a jump. It's like going to basketball camp.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, you go to basketball. When you come back, you're good because for 3 weeks you just focused on basketball.
Oh, yeah.
You focus on your dumb webpage.
Yeah.
What's my headshot? Oh my God,
Right.
nothing. You focus on dirty comedy. You better be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some nights they tell you these are Mormons. You
Yeah.
say fuck, they're gonna turn the lights off on
Yes.
you. So you better get your shit together.
Yeah.
There's times now I would love to do a Tribble Run, like a Tribble All-Star. Get 4 fucking people in a car.
That'd be fun.
Say
crazy.
the budget's 2,000 or 1,000.
Oh, and Tribble would put us up in these real dumps. I remember one time Lana and I were at a hotel that just got busted for prostitution the week before. And we're like, we're
please.
2 women. We can't, pigeons flying in the hallway.
It's
we're like, we
it's the
can't
real
fucking stay
deal.
here.
That is-
man.
Sometimes you gotta share a room.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh
One
yeah,
night I
for
had to share a
sure we
room with
did.
an LA comic. It was one of the toughest nights of my life. But I remember one of my first runs. I went to Riverton, Wyoming, and that's one of the most interesting towns you'll ever go to. Because listen to where it's at. Riverton, Wyoming, is one of the biggest mafia towns in the
Really?
country at the
Really?
time. They were on 60 Minutes. The feds had to go in there and take the town back. It was like Clint Eastwood in that one movie where he took over the town.
Yeah.
And what the mafia was definitely doing was taking the prostitutes from Vegas, once they were all fucked out and they had crabs and shit, take them to
All
Riverton.
fucked out.
All fucked out. Take them to Riverton and redo the pussy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, vaginal rejuvenation, redo the hands, so you can grab cocks again. And sometimes you desensitize, you get a stroke or something, you can only hold it with these fingers. So they would take them up there for basic training, and they had these strip clubs. And I remember going up there once and doing comedy and just being blown away because the whole town, here's Riverton, Wyoming, it was 90% sex.
Really?
Wow.
Like you got
So
off
weird.
the fucking exit and it was like peep shows,
Yeah.
peep shows, sex, midgets getting pizza. There was a mall
Yeah.
and 4 things was sex related and pizza.
Pizza.
And I had to stay there one night. And even the club, they were like, bro, you want a lap dance? They were giving $5 lap dances at this one
$5.
club. And they would let you suck their titties and, finger them. And this was Riverton, Wyoming. And now,
So weird.
but Tribble had a room there, like a disco. Like one of those things that becomes a T-shirt competition. But it really shows you about people. It shows you, like, when you go to Idaho, And you see that one black guy in the room, and he's hitting on white people, and there's a bunch of white dudes eyeballing him because they know this motherfucker's going down tonight.
Yeah.
Like, you just learn, and I really love that. I get pissed off when people say to me, I just went to Europe, and it was so cool. You ever been to Kansas?
Yeah, no
It's fucking
shit.
great, man.
Yeah.
You ever go to
I like
Milwaukee?
checking out. Yeah.
I like KU. I like Lawrence. And, there's so many places in this country that are great, but you're going to sit there and tell me how Shanghai blew your fucking mind, you dumb motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I really enjoyed about doing comedy.
And this country, people forget you get locked into where you live. Like, it's so big. It's so vast.
It is, yeah.
You can get in a car fucking for months to drive. You can want to hit everywhere in this country, man.
And I tell you, those triple runs, like when I got into comedy because I read Lenny Bruce, that one book about him.
Oh, how to win friends and influence people. I read that in high school.
But the one that he goes back to the hotel, the Chelsea Hotel, and they shoot fucking heroin with strippers and jazz musicians. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, me
I didn't
too.
want to fucking be on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That wasn't why. I was
The
one of those
chaos,
rugged type
right?
comedy.
The
Yeah.
chaos.
I like the idea of being out all day. I like the idea of hanging out with like degenerates at night. And having a day job.
That was always fun, too.
So when you do the triple things, it really makes you remember that. Not here. When you live in L.A., it's who gives a fuck.
Yeah.
But I remember bombing so bad at those triple runs. Like, I did a biker bar, and at the time I was like telling jokes about philosophy and shit. Like, I hadn't figured it out. And I just ate such a bag of dicks. And I was in the alleyway just chain smoking, drinking, calling my stepsister like, I can't be a comic. This is terrible. I'm never going to do this. Like, just crying. Yeah, and then the next day you do a little bit better. You figure it out.
You drive
write
your 8
some
hours.
dick jokes. Yeah, you drive 8 hours.
You drive your 6 hours with $40 that they paid you.
Yeah. And that's it. That's
Do you
comedy
think
for real.
you,
boot camp.
because we were talking about this, how I can spot which chicks are ready to fuck?
Oh, right. Well, tell him the story, how we discussed this.
Well, this past weekend I was in Vancouver, and Hannibal, Hannibal Buress.
Hannibal Buress.
Yeah, so I was doing the club, and the next day he was going to do a theater there. So he called, he texted me, I was like, I'm coming in Saturday night. I was like, well, come by the club, do a spot on my show, and then, we'll hang out. So after the show was over, I saw him, and I was like, I'm going to go to my room, get my jacket, and people were letting out, and these two girls were in the lobby, and I was like, you should go talk to those chicks over there. I think they're probably, they're down to fuck. And he was like, oh, do you know them? And I was like, no, man, I'm just looking at them. They want to fuck. And he was like, all right. And then I went up to my room, and I come down. He's talking to those jerks. They're touching his arm, petting his arm and getting numbers. And I was like, what's up? He's like, yeah, they're ready, man. And I was like, yeah. And I was telling her, and I was like,
yeah. The point is that my husband's good at spotting the skanks and the whores that are willing to put out.
I don't know. I don't know if he did. I know he went out with them, but they were ready. I could just tell.
But do you feel like that's a skill to be able to see which girls DTF and who's not?
I'm an ugly dude, so I never had the skill of knowing. I always know when a chick is ready to suck dick.
Yeah, but so how do you know those two broads were willing to suck your dick?
You can just tell. You can just tell how they're lurking, their movements, what type.
They're lurking.
And then you ask a certain question. Okay. Like I believe, look, years ago I worked for a sports betting service, and I hated working for them because the first 2 lines of this pitch would blow you out of the water. And I went to him one day and I go, listen, I know you're Jewish and I know you're brilliant, but what's these 2 lines? And he goes, I want the people to either hang up on you, change their number, or buy. I don't want to fuck around. He goes, in my life, I don't fuck around.
It's interesting.
When I was 18, I had a friend that was not the best looking guy in the world, Christina. Not only did he get fucked every night, when he was 18. Because when I was 18, I was lucky if I got a piece of pussy. Never been on a blowjob and an ass rub.
Yeah.
And sticking a finger up my ass. I wasn't into that. My mind didn't go that way.
Yeah.
But I had this friend, Glenn Conti, who was half Indian, half Italian, like an American Indian. He was big. And I would listen to him. I remember being on the beach with him, and he would leave, not to get a drink, to fuck.
Wow.
In high school, he had the gift to go up to women, blah, 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 blah. So one day, I'm like, how does he do it? And I would listen to him, Christine, and he was telling women right off the bat, like, listen, here's the deal. You look beautiful. You got duded up to go out. Obviously, you didn't get duded up. You could meet a man, but that's not what you want to do. When was the last time somebody sucked your pussy real good?
And that works for him?
Because it knocks him out of the water.
Because no one else does.
No one's
Nobody
saying that
else does.
shit to you.
I seen TK. What's the comedian who robbed?
KT or TK?
TK,
without the hair plugs and stuff?
There's a comedian who robbed Puff Daddy in Vegas that he's very funny.
Yeah,
TK Kirkland.
TK Kirkland.
TK Kirkland. And I seen him at the store one night. I seen this. And he went up to a hot chick and he said, here's the deal, baby. You're my second choice. If shit don't work out with that girl right there, it's me and you till the wheels fall off. Stay right there. I'll let you know in a half hour. That bitch stayed right there for a half hour.
Yeah.
I tell him to go fuck himself.
Because it's how, and I would watch this kid, and he would always tell chicks, I want to suck your pussy, I'm going to fuck you really good. And either they were on the program, or they weren't.
It's a great lesson because what the guy's actually doing is you're making that conclusive statement, and the reaction, like if they walk away, they walk away.
They walk away.
Right.
But
and
if that girl
the next one,
stays there,
you
are
stood.
fucking
You weren't
that
going to
girl.
get nothing. She was either going to suck your dick with a napkin in her hand, or she wasn't going to let you come on her neck. So I don't want you around anyway. You're going to waste my time anyway.
No.
So he would just sift them out. And I started doing that. I would go up to 400 pounds. I'd go up to women, listen, I'm going to suck your fucking every hair out. I'll suck it like a fucking spare rib. And they'll say, you're a fat fucking slob. You're lucky I'm not calling the cops. But then they would go and talk to their little white buddies who were talking about what? Facebook and Twitter. And if you were my girl, we'd go around the world. You know what? That little fat motherfucker right there told me he was going to lick my asshole with an ice cube in it. You know what? Let me go talk. And once they turn around and give you the finger, you got them.
You got 'em.
Once they call you a pig or a cocksucker or a cunt, you got them. Now the next objection is, I'll come home with you, but nothing's going to happen.
Oh, that's bullshit.
No.
Because once you have them back in your lair, it's
I'll
game on.
Listen, I'll grind up aspirin. I used to give chicks aspirin all the time, telling them it was blow.
Really?
Nobody sucks my dick. Nobody gets cocaine unless they suck my dick. Nobody. Plain and simple.
That's a really good life motto. Like, why would you give your cocaine away unless they suck your dick?
You suck my dick first, then you get a line.
Yeah.
You don't know how many times I've grind up bare aspirin, put on aluminum foil and given it to a chick, 2 lines. What do you think, a chick knows what coke is at 2 in the morning after they just did 20 martinis?
Drunk,
and they're like, awesome.
And I would save the coke for them. I remember one night in New Mexico, I was shooting the longest yard, and I picked up a chick that Tracy Morgan was messing around with, like, asking her, like, you want to have a black baby and all that shit he tells women. And she was just high. She just followed me home, and I put her in the car with me. And I remember that I had like a gram, a little bit of coke, and I'm like, this bitch ain't getting it until she sucks my dick. And I remember, like, putting her together. Like, I got Noriega downstairs. I remember going to the bathroom, grinding it up, taking the coke out of my aluminum foil, putting a dollar bill, putting the aspirin aluminum foil, and going into the room, and her doing 3 lines, and her jaw was going.
Really?
It was like a placebo.
Yeah.
I realized how strong the fucking mind was.
Yeah, you think it's that? Yeah.
I'm crazy like that, because I need that coke to put on your pussy to numb it. So forget putting it up your nose. So you suck dick, you got to play, you got to pay to play. Now, I'm old school. I ain't no rich white kid. His father's got a corporation. Fuck no. You got to show me that monkey before I open up the wallet. I don't give a fuck what you've done before. If not, say la vie. I'll put a coke rock in my pee hole and whack off. I don't give a fuck. You're talking to the wrong dude.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's the truth.
It
Do
is
you want me to
true.
help you with that?
No, I'm all right now. Fucking savage.
Well, now the young guys that listen to the show, we have a lot of young guys listen.
Yeah.
No,
You
why
just
do you
gotta-
lie to a woman? Just tell her the truth. And if she don't want to take the ride, you had nothing anyway.
Well, and can I
Right.
tell you,
You had
especially
nothing anyway. So
No, you're right. And I didn't do
It's like
a
this-
lot of that in college, but I will say that girls like me who I wouldn't do it. Like, I don't want anything to do with those dudes anyways. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want a girl like me at the bar because I'm real uptight. I won't come home and suck your dick for blow. Like, it's not going to happen.
Right.
But it's better that you know that.
But
and
that's
they can be
the
like,
thing.
nah,
If somebody
no
approaches you and
thanks.
tries and try, even back in the day, tried that, then
Yeah.
you're a no. That's fine. You're a no. Then the guy can go on
Find
to the
the
next
different
girl.
girl,
Be like,
yes.
hey,
But I have friends that have brought duds home.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
brought duds home because they never established that.
That's what I'm
They've
saying.
lied
I'm
to
the
them.
dud.
It's
yeah.
like that guy that says, come to dinner and I'll introduce you to the
Yeah.
director. If you come as a woman,
I
if you
hate
come to
that.
me and say, look, you're a good piece of ass. Let's go home and fuck.
Right.
A smart woman will go, the guy's good looking. At least he was honest with me.
Right.
At least I know where I stand.
Right,
There's
'cause
some women who want to be
nothing-
lied to.
But nothing's more insidious than when a guy does that shit to you, like, oh, we'll talk about business or we'll do this. When I was younger,
Just
not
tell
now.
me.
Yeah.
Tell me you want to
agree.
fuck me and you'll get a lot better.
Or you want to date me, you want to take me on a formal date, but don't mix it with
Don't
show
mix it.
business.
Don't lie to
fucking
me and say,
that makes me
know,
bananas.
You know,
It
you
made
get
me-
these fucking guys that go home and then they get duds. Whether she fucks, she didn't fuck. You know why? Because you didn't establish.
Because you
at the
didn't
bar.
lay down
Yeah.
the
You're
rules.
wasting
Yeah.
your fucking time.
Yeah,
I
I
don't like
agree.
doing that.
Yeah.
I don't like doing that in no aspect of my life.
Yeah.
I want to know where I stand from day one since I
Yeah,
was
of
6.
course.
I don't like that shit. Well, then when'd you come here? Then you get to an argument with the girl. Then
Yeah.
I thought you had blow. No, You knew you were coming over here to suck dick. I'll tell him.
Yeah.
I'll say, if I bring you home, we're going to get down.
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking do everything to you. A couple months ago, a comedian girl, about a year and a half ago, called me up. And she goes, Joey, and I don't even know if you guys know her. She was like an open mic, a really cute girl.
Mm-hmm.
When I met her, when you meet somebody, there's something wrong. But
Yeah.
who am I to judge somebody? I just know she was very cute, had a great body. And at the time, she had a boyfriend. She would tell me, she would tell all of us, my boyfriend, I got to go meet him. He's a bartender. So about 9 months later, Ralphie May could be my witness. The girl calls me out of the fucking blue. I had never given her my number. We weren't friends like that. And she goes, Uncle Joey, I have a problem. And I go, what's up? And I thought it was like she wanted to do comedy somewhere.
Yeah.
So she's like, I really have a problem. I got this job, and it's SAG, and I don't have the $2,500 to pay for SAG. I was wondering if I could borrow the $2,500 from you. And I said, well, to be honest with you, I just got to ask you one thing. How are you going to pay me back? And she goes, well, the job is $800, and then I could give you like $100 a month, And I have a daughter, and I have nieces, and I felt bad, I don't know if I want to give her the full $2,500. I think I had like $1,500 I could have lent her and then waited for the $8. But before I could say nothing, she goes, or we could work something out.
Oh, my God.
Right. I haven't seen her since then. I know she's dating somebody now. And I go, so right away my ears perk up. I'm married, but I just, in the back of my mind, I want to know how far I could push this.
Yeah.
So I said, what are you talking about? She goes, well, maybe we could just meet sometime and fool around. And I go, describe fool around, And she goes, well,
give me some details.
She goes, maybe we could fuck around. You could eat my pussy. And I go, that's $1,200 difference. Unless your pussy's made out of fucking, gold.
Right.
That's a big difference. And I don't mean to be rude. At this point, listen, guys, between me and you, I don't want to do nothing with my wife.
Yeah.
I don't want that karma in my life. So for me right now, I'm a comic.
Right.
I got to see how far I can push this. So I go, let me call you back in a little while, and we'll figure this out. She goes, okay. So I hang up, and I forget all about it. And Ralphie May calls me. He goes, you want to go get weed? And I go, yeah. I get in Ralphie May's car, and bling, it's her. I go, Ralphie, don't say a word. Pull over. I go, what's up? And she's like, well, did you think about what you want to do? Because I really need the money by Wednesday. I go, okay. I'll meet you in an hour. I'll go to the ATM. I can only take $400 out tonight, so I can give you the balance in the morning. I go, how about we get a hotel room and we do everything fine? She's like, well, describe everything. I go, well, this is $1,200. You're gonna suck dick. You're gonna swallow. I'm gonna come on your eyeball.
Girls get that, right?
I'm gonna punch you in the kidneys. And I could hear her folding. Like she thought I was one of these little boys that was gonna eat her pussy because she was bad to the bone. The bitch is bad. Let me tell you, the bitch is bad. And then I go, and to be honest with you, right in front of Ralphie. Ralphie's like howling. He's howling. I go, to be honest with you, I'm going to do my best shit to you. I'm going to give you $3,000, and I'm going to light your asshole on fire. And I said it just like that, and there was silence. And she goes, fire? And she goes, can I call you back? Right? About an hour later, she calls me back. She's like, Uncle Joey, I don't need that money no more. I borrowed it from my uncle in Seattle, dog. I fucking just to see what, because people are crazy. But when I said I'm gonna light your asshole on fire, and I said it a certain way, she was like, fire.
I don't want my asshole lit on fire ever.
So weird how some people don't know. I could have been a really bad guy and taped her or something.
Yeah.
I look at that and I'm like, this is the time in your life you leave yourself so vulnerable. And I don't even think she did the job. Like I seen her a year later. I go, how'd the job? She goes, they cut me out.
Yeah.
So thank God, I didn't get involved with that because I would have been minus and I couldn't get a blowjob from the girl because.
Yeah.
What are you gonna tell
Plus, that shit always comes back to haunt you.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's not good. If you're married, you can't. You gotta walk a walk, man.
I was telling somebody the other day that when I was a kid, friends of mine would come up to me, like guys that I was banging with, robbing people with, and they would say to me they cheat on their girlfriend or their wife. I'm like, listen, you meet some chick at a bar and you cheat on her, I don't give a fuck. But somebody who goes out of their way for you, who cooks for you, so you're cheating on them, I didn't even want them around me no more because in the back of my mind, I said, what if we get busted? If they fuck their wife over, they'll rat on me.
Oh, for sure.
I judge guys like that shit. I don't want them around. I mean, this guy cheat on his wife who walked down the aisle with them.
Yeah.
This is the person who fucking is the mother. Acts like this. Listen, Christine, I tell my wife all the time, you know what, bro, there's some women back there, you don't have to do nothing. They just want to suck your dick. And I understand that, Christine. I understand that some night you might bump into Brad Pitt, and he might have 3 cocktails, and he says, I want to fuck you, and I love Tom, but it's Brad Pitt.
Right.
It's Brad Pitt.
Do I have
or whoever the fuck it is.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I understand things happen.
Okay.
But it's when I call Christine.
Yeah.
It's when Christine calls me back and we start.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should.
Yeah, that's
That's when
creepy.
you're hurting somebody.
Yeah,
Things are going to
okay.
happen on the road. Things are going to happen.
Yeah, there's road beef
there's
that
a
you're just gonna
chick that
fall
falls
into.
with her mouth open. Remember that commercial when we were kids? Your peanut butter fell into my chocolate.
Yeah, sure.
Same fucking thing.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong.
Sometimes
I
my
hope
dick
it does.
falls in places.
I hope it doesn't. I
No,
don't
it
mind
doesn't.
that, Christine. You know, some guys are going to come up to you one night at the bar and go, "You're beautiful." And then what they have? How many guys have said to you, "Can I just have a kiss?" You've
Yeah.
never had a guy say that to you. You give him a
Yeah,
kiss,
but it
and he
creeps
comes
me
in his
out.
pants, and the sperm comes out of his ear ball. It's the same thing. But it's when I call you, Christine, and I make plans
deliberate.
with you. Well, Tom is in Connecticut.
That's sneaky.
when your karma.
Yeah, what the
That's
fuck?
lying in wait.
That's when your karma comes.
That
back.
is karma.
And that's
bad
when
karma, yeah.
I think it's justifiable homicide to kill your spouse.
It's
Probably.
justifiable. But in a way, you don't, because the karma will fuck them up.
Yeah, well.
They'll do it again, and they'll
Yeah.
keep doing it again. There's
Of
people
course.
that keep going again. You know, when I kidnapped that guy in '87, I made 18.5 out of it.
Really?
All that cost me. All that whole thing with the weapons and everything. I made 18.5. You know what my attorney bill was?
What?
$18,000.
Oh.
2
Jesus.
years of my life, I made $500. Bro, life, don't forget it. They always send a receipt.
And he won't even accept your Facebook request.
Won't even. What kind of shit is that? 28 years later.
Yeah, what an asshole.
Well, it's like, karma will always send you a receipt.
Yeah,
I
well.
agree
They
with
always,
you.
and when it happens, you know it.
No.
As it's happening, you know it. You know, every once in a while, I rob a lighter from 7-Eleven. You know, as a goof, because it's the last pieces of me.
Yeah.
When the fucking Hindus turned around, I'll put the lighter right in my hand and put it in my pocket. Sure enough, on the way home, I'll get a flat. As I'm changing the flat, I'm thinking about that fucking Hindu
Yeah.
for $1.99.
Yeah.
$1.99.
Because God sent me a receipt. So
Yeah.
I'm already hip to all. And I've been hip since I was 27. Thank God. Once I came out, and I was like, look at this. My attorney bill is 18.
Isn't
and
that
I robbed
ironic shit, huh?
18.5. Beautiful.
That's how it is.
Did all this
Now
for
I fucking
500
know
bucks.
what happened.
Yeah.
There you go. So
There's no shortcuts in life. There's no shortcuts. That's the thing. My dad always
You
taught
pay
me
the
that.
price, man.
Yeah.
And it's better. It's the other thing is it's better too, like for
Have it, please.
for your career, is when you do the work, because everyone's looking for a shortcut in stand up and
There's
comedy.
no shortcuts.
If you do your work and you get good, you're actually good. Then when your opportunities come to you, you're able to fucking knock it out of the park, man.
who have you seen that has a shortcut with him?
Yeah.
A couple of years ago. Let's get it out of the way. There's a guy at 3F by the name of Chicken. That was the biggest scam in the history of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
I
brought it-
remember. This is on Stanhope's blog,
They
right,
thought
about
they
this
pulled
guy.
the scam, and the kid ended up dying.
Killed himself.
And that was one of the many people that come out here.
Yeah.
And these agencies think they're pulling the wool over your eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, he's cute.
Yeah.
He's this, he's that.
He got that. He got like a $350,000 development deal.
Oh, he got everything.
Yeah.
It's like the guy from that fucking dumb movie that, you motherfucker. Pedro, what was that kid's name?
Oh,
yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah.
Bus stop.
Yeah.
A bus stop. So
Yeah.
he does one movie and you idiots jump up and down.
That's
and
how
down.
it is. That's how
Really?
this business
Yeah.
is,
Really?
though. It's a
Comedy
marathon.
Comedy Central, like, he was so bad. Remember, he had to quit the show. They put it on him.
Oh yeah.
It was him.
Did they really? They came out and said they're like he
Can't
sucks.
cover the spread, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, look at Dimitri Martin. They gave him that fucking money ball. You know that, right?
What do you mean, money?
You know,
ball?
money ball was his.
No.
That part of Jonah Hill.
Seriously?
We didn't know that?
No.
And Brad Pitt called up and said, dog, what am I going to do with this idiot?
Really?
You
Did he
didn't know
call him
that.
an
No.
idiot?
Call him an idiot. What am I going to do with this idiot? He's an idiot. That's Comedy Central. You guys think he's cute and funny. This guy can't even act. Guy couldn't even act. That Jonah Hill role was his. You guys didn't know that?
No.
No.
Check around.
I did not.
Well, Jonah Hill did a great job. That was a
movie
great
got pulled
movie.
back. That movie got stopped. When it got released, I go, they released that? And I remember I was at APA one day for a meeting, and I said, yeah, that was that fucking moron's role. The ones that, you fucking cocksuckers go crazy over.
Not
Couldn't
me.
even act in a room with fucking Brad.
But isn't that interesting how industry they go bonkers over acts that really can't entertain America? You know what I'm
Can't
saying?
cover the spread.
Right. Like
You know,
what but
they
why does the
can't cover the
industry
spread.
they love this irony shit, the shit that doesn't really work in the country, you know? Like I don't know what that is, what that
The
elitist
worst is when you see
shit
them
is.
pushing somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see them pushing,
See it all the time, man.
pushing,
Yeah.
pushing, and that person can't cover it.
No.
And you know that person's going to do something, open up their mouth, and somewhere along the line, things are going to go fucking bad. You see it. That's why I'm happy I didn't go to Montreal.
Oh, they never took me
at
either.
the time.
Like me either.
I was really depressed and insecure about my comedy.
Yeah.
Now I'm so fucking happy because you know what? 15 years, I'm still here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm funnier than I could ever be because I'm writing, I'm putting the work, and now they gotta suck my dick because I really don't care. I've been without these people for all these years. I've booked movies, I've done TV shows. If you think I need you now you gotta suck my dick. So, like I told Joe the other day, he goes, "Hey man, some radio station contacted Joe and said, would you tell Joe if he wants to go on?" And I go, "Hey, it's too bad. You can't be a Red Sox fan after they won the World Series.
Right.
If you weren't there for the 30 years before, don't come to me now.
Yeah.
Where were you 20 years ago when Montreal told me they didn't want me because I was moving my hand on stage?
Come on.
They did not get what I was moving my hand on stage for. But a problem happened that year. A guy by the name of, who wrote Ghostbusters? What's that guy's name? He wrote Analyze That.
Reitman?
He put me for
No,
that
no,
movie.
no,
And
he
while
didn't.
we were doing the movie, I told him what Montreal did. And he goes, "Bro, those people don't know dick about nothing."
No.
He goes, "Look at me. They didn't put me on on Saturday Night Live because the guy hated me. I went on to write Caddyshack, Ghostbusters, Blam, Stripes. So what difference does it make?
Yeah.
All that shit is just more shit to put you in connection with people that ain't doing shit.
That aren't doing shit.
With a bunch
Yeah.
of people at circles.
so
I'm going to this
true.
festival to talk to other comics.
Yeah.
I want to talk to other comics like I want a nigga fucking me in my asshole. Okay? That's how I want to talk to other comics. These no fucking soul dickless motherfuckers. You know, no soul dickless
Yes.
motherfuckers that walk
Yes.
around lying to your face. "Oh, you're so funny. You got a room. You never called me for
Yeah.
it."
But don't you think that stand-up is an art from the streets? Like it's kind of like it's a street person's art. It's a tell it like it is. It's a lower class, at least to me, or working class kind of way of being.
Yeah.
You bust balls with your friends. You tell shit jokes, and then. You know what I mean? Like the comics I always loved were like Richard.
They're not
Pryor
elitists.
From,
they're
from
people.
shit.
They're like
I don't like
They're
egos.
from
I don't like
shit.
egos in no category.
Right.
Especially when it comes to comedy. I don't like being
Neither
around
do I,
egos
yeah.
because at the end of the week, they always bitch about me featuring.
Yeah.
So if you're going to bitch about me featuring, take your egotistical fucking bullshit. That goes with
Yeah.
Rocky Laporte. There's a bunch of little faggy motherfuckers out there that you put a little heat in front of them and they crumble like fucking whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then they complain about you. That's not a headliner.
No.
You're not a headliner then. Don't complain about it. You're not a comedian.
I agree.
All these comedians that get together and talk about this thing that happened with Dane and all that. These are not comics. See, when I stopped doing Blow in 2007, this hit smacked me like a fucking guy 20 years ago smacked me. That before I became a comedian, I became a man. So I'm going back to becoming a man, and then the comedy will work for me. I went back and dug into my character, and I made a point that when I was doing Blow, I let things go because God forbid you get in the middle of my addiction. I don't have that problem no more. There's no more addiction. So if you come to me, you better come correct. Don't even come to me no more with your bullshit stories because I don't want to hear them.
Yeah.
I work too fucking hard. I'm up at 5:30 tweeting, calling people cocksuckers, writing jokes, writing stories. I'm trying really hard here. For the first time, as a comedian, we have the upper hand because we don't need these people no more.
Right.
We don't need Comedy Central. We don't need these people. We don't need half of them. You know what? I'll put an 8-minute tape on there every month that'll do much more mileage than your hour special on Comedy
Well,
Central.
like this, three of us sitting
Because
here doing a
your
podcast
Comedy
right now.
Central special only is good for fucking 10 days. And after that, it goes into some fucking vault and they fucking play it once a month on a Sunday
Yeah.
after everybody else gets their knowledge. But you control everything on that computer.
Yeah.
And when you get 250,000 subscribers, let me tell you something, my friends, you have your own network.
Yeah.
When Ohm comes to you and says, "Hi, Santa, we want to do this," Christina, you're like, "This is what I want because I'm bringing you 250,000 viewers."
Right.
At $1, at $2 a viewer, you better write that fucking check, my friend.
Yeah.
Because I've had these guys. I've trained them on a podcast with videos. I put my own shit up online, which now you're just programming people to do what you're doing, which is the same thing they're doing. In a year, you're going to be calling fucking gel, one of those gel things, and going, "Hi, this is Tom Segura.
Oh,
Do you
and the
wanna-
shoes.
You want to throw me $2,000 a month for commercials on my YouTube
Yeah.
face?"
Yeah.
Because if you pay ABC, they're just going to DVR right through them.
Yeah.
That's
At
right.
least you know people are going to do this. We control everything now. For the first time in 20 years, we have our. When I get an audition now, it's like, really?
Yeah, why don't you put it online? Can't you just
Really?
do it in
I
your
gotta go to
living
fucking
room?
405 to
I
talk to
know.
you about a Hispanic. Go fuck your mother. I'm over here twitting. Every tweet's $1.
Yeah.
Every tweet's $1 because these people go on iTunes or whatever the fuck you're selling. So we don't need them no more. Oh, you don't want my hour special because I got a picture of a big black dick in the front? Fine. I'll go to the stage. I'll go to the fucking Ice House, get it for free,
Yeah.
get 60% of the door, shoot my own special, and I'll chop that 60-minute special into 6 10-minute fucking chunks, and I'll put it up every fucking the day of the month, and that's going to get more people in because you're doing that every month.
Yeah.
You're not in the public eye once a month no more with comedy. No.
Yeah.
I'm doing it my own. I got the Tom Segura show once a fucking month on the 1st for free. For free, and I get 40,000 hits.
Yeah,
and those people will come see me and will pay. I don't need you no more.
Yeah, I mean, you did a thing that
I have to pee, you guys. I'll be right back.
The new fucking move is you put out your own shit with the album, and that's.
I went online and put out. I needed money. I stayed on Twitter for a year and a half, and I went online and I said, guys, I want to shoot an extended Mad Flavor World. All I have is $1,400 in the bank, and I got $3,100 sent to me on Twitter and Facebook.
What?
I didn't go on fucking Kickstarter and do none of that. I went to my friends on Twitter and Facebook, and I said, I want to do a documentary of where I grew up on. When I was 14, my parents died, and these Italians took me in. And all these people were my parents.
Both of your parents died when you were 14?
My father died when I was 3. My mother died when I was 15, to be honest with you. And this town, North Bergen, took me in, and I ate at their houses, and I did a lot of crazy shit, but they never turned their back on me. And now I represent them, and it's so I wanted just to show people, Carmine the Torch Balzano, I wanted to show all these people that I had grown up with, that they weren't. I didn't have any blood. I had street blood, which is the strongest one, because when you have a brother and you don't have the same blood in your veins, that's when God took my family, but He gave me a different gift. He showed me the gift of friendship with people that live and die for me, not these mutts I have around me in L.A., motherfuckers that live and die for you, So I went back and I took the $3,100 and I took the $15 I had, and I shot for 2 days, and I just interviewed people. You didn't see the cover to it?
Is that...
You haven't seen the cover with my ball sack?
Yes.
Where I get my balls
That's
from?
what that is?
That's the cover to that.
Holy shit.
That's the cover to that.
And this is going to be online, or what are you going to do?
Yeah, well, what we're doing is I got it. We just finished it up. It's getting the sound done today. Tomorrow I have to go do the graphics. By next week, I'm going to send it to all the people that donated first, get them talking online, then I'm going to put it on Amazon.com and on PayPal for $5 a piece.
That's great.
And and this is what we've controlled. Thank you very much, my little princess. This is now, I feel a lot better about myself. If the guy from, My Name is Earl don't want to see me, it's fine.
Yeah.
I got my own shit on thing. I'm taking all my storyteller stuff from the Ice House.
Yeah.
All those fucking stories. Like tonight I'm doing drugs.
Yeah.
Hard drugs.
You're doing that at the Ice House tonight?
The 82. I'm taping it, and I'll put those online for $1.99 a piece, because I know they'll sell 3,000-4,000 of them, and people want to hear that shit.
And you're going to put it, was it like on iTunes or what?
Yeah. I got last month's, I got criminal stories from my prison stuff, and the month before, I just did a bunch of other stuff, so he's going to sort them.
So you're doing a storytelling show monthly?
Every month.
At the Ice House?
Yeah, because I read the storytellers at the
okay,
Ice House.
So you just go up there and you just...
Yeah, I just do them myself. I don't want nobody telling stories. I do my own goddamn story.
Yeah, well, there's nobody better.
Yeah, so what, and I'm really happy right now.
That's great, man.
Once in my life, I don't have to hear about, well, you're too dirty, or, this or that. You know what, bro? It doesn't really matter. They're laughing.
Right. Well, that dirty shit's always killed me. And Joe Rogan, we were on his podcast last week, and he made a great point about that dirty shit, is that back, the advertisers, everybody's worried about the advertisers pulling out if you say something that offends America. But listen, America's made out of grown-ups, right? And these grown-ups say fuck, right? And they live lives that are grown-up lives, and if they can't handle it, I don't understand that.
And I'm not saying this to be like, I'm too edgy for that, whatever, but I can't even. I hear like somebody that doesn't curse or talk about real. I'm not even interested. I don't want to fucking hear it.
It's funny. A couple of weeks ago, Rush Limbaugh had a problem. Correct? He's called women whores.
Yeah.
If you watch World News Tonight, 2 nights later, all the sponsors that pulled out were on ABC News Tonight. So what did they lose? Yeah. They pressed their point. Like I told Adidas when they called me to sponsor the podcast, they go, the content. I said, listen, if I talk about sticking a fucking 6-foot black dick in a what do you call those chicks that sell cookies?
Girl
Scout, and you get offended and you pull out, you could always announce that Adidas pulled out. Yeah. That pulling out, that's just as much advertising.
Yeah.
So who the fuck are you people? It's all a scam.
Yeah.
When I put that picture up of my ball sack the other day, I put that up Sunday night because I'm trying to teach comedians in America again that we've forgotten about the 70s.
Yeah.
The greatest. And when you bought an album in the 70s, 80% of it was off the cover.
Yeah.
Like AC/DC Back in Black was almost never released because the studio were fighting them. They didn't want to release a black cover. So when I thought about the documentary thing, I said, I got to get something to buy them. So I had
Do you know? Have
Felicia
you seen this?
take a
No.
picture of my ball sack and put where I got my balls from my documentary. And what we did was I go, watch, Felicia. I go, we're going to put it on Facebook and Twitter. She goes, they're going to throw you off. Done. That's my point.
Yeah.
You want them to throw you off so they talk about you. So Sunday night I went on Twitter, Facebook first, with the Christians. I put the ball sack on there with the album cover. Within 5 minutes, I had 400 fucking comments. People, the whole page was going
They
up
get
and down.
crazy when
You gotta see
Hysterical.
this. You gotta see this.
Hysterical.
Okay, yeah.
So I left it on Sunday night. When I got on Monday morning, the warning, identify these people. Okay, if you do it again. So I said, listen, I'll put it on Twitter. Let them go crazy on Twitter, and then I'm going to come back to Facebook, announce the 3 videos, announce my dates for the week, and then put the ball sack up. But I'm putting it up in 5 minutes every 15 to 20 minutes. So 5 minutes and then click it off. 5 minutes, click it off. I did that for an hour. Finally, when I got home at 9, they suspended me for 24 hours.
They did?
My wife was like, what did I do? I went on Twitter and said, they suspended me on Facebook. So the fucking picture on Twitter got over 30,000 hits. So my point is, if I get 5% of that to buy, I did my job.
Of course, yeah.
That's your job.
Yeah.
You know, if you get the Ohio, you remember that song, Fire, dun, dun, dun.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at the album cover, the Ohio Players made 2 albums. Both album covers had a hot, dirty bitch inside.
Yeah.
Honey was a hot, naked bitch with honey on top of her nipples and a pussy. You didn't see it. And Fire was a chick naked with the hose going through her. That made you buy that album when you were 13.
Sure.
Because there was a naked woman in there. You didn't care what they were singing.
Yeah.
And that's why I keep saying we got to take it back to the fucking 70s here for the creative marketing they did. You know, I've always told people there was no more creative in marketing than cocaine people.
Yeah.
Because they told you were paying $100 off the bat.
Yeah.
And they sold it as musicians and people who were important did it. So when you go to a bar and somebody come out of the bathroom and go, oh my God, are you doing coke? How is it? Oh my God, you're so special. They sold the specialty thing.
Yeah.
Nobody ever fucking seen it.
the elitist.
Greatest marketing tool of all time.
Yeah.
Weed is $5. Acid's $2. You know, THC crystals $5. Where do you get $100?
Yeah.
You know, you can only ask for what you can only ask. Only you know what you're really worth.
Yeah.
You know, you ever go pay for a car and you're like, it says in the book $6,000, but you pay $8,000.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck about a book? You're going to pay whatever they tell you to fucking pay. If you give them if you give them shit.
Right.
You know, I laugh at people. Somebody called me and was like, Joey, you got 4,000 in donations. I've had my project up for 8 months on Kickstarter, and I got Cheech and Chong, and I've only made $800. I go, how much have you endeared yourself to these people? You thought because you had Cheech and Chong and a wrestler, people are just going to give you money. Kind of endear yourself. There's tons of money on the internet, Facebook and Twitter. They're just not going to give it to you. Yeah. They'll support you in all your ventures. That's why we're going to do so great with these podcasts.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
People will support
not only
us.
that, you're giving yourself and you're giving your time to your audience. You're building a relationship with them.
You're giving your
it's
time,
real,
too, man.
and it's a
That's
real
big.
thing. This is
Yeah.
real shit. This isn't like some scripted bullshit on a sitcom. This is us. This is blood and guts. And you're forming a bond with, you know, every time I meet a Mom's House listener on the road, I'm so thankful. Finally, you fucking come and you know what you're getting into. You know me.
Yeah, you know.
We have an immediate rapport, and it's wonderful. It's so much better.
There's nothing than doing like a movie. Like I did Longest Yard, and I would go to these, you know, these clubs would call me, and they'd book me, and they paid me, and I'd get there, and the place would be packed. But they'd expect one of fucking Adam Sandler's minions.
Yeah.
Who was going to go on stage and fall over and be cute.
Yeah.
I'm up there talking about eating ass and doing coke off the cat's fucking head. And I remember after the Longest Yard walking through the audience and seeing people. I'll never forget in Atlanta at the Funny Firm.
Yeah.
That there were people pressed against the wall so their body wouldn't even touch mine.
Oh, jeez.
Like their eyes were mummified after... Like I went to Atlanta.
Really?
We talked to Marshall this week at the Laughing Skull. And he's like, remember you worked for me? And I go, how bad of a weekend was that? He goes, man, people were furious because they expected you to talk about stupidity.
Yeah, silly
You
shit.
came in there hitting them hard that by the 20-minute mark, I wasn't even getting laughter. Like there was some clubs like Penguins, that dump in Iowa.
Yeah.
That fucking idiot. That guy's the worst. That guy's a fucking moron. There was just so many clubs I went to, and I was like, why do people book half of these clubs? But half of them were great. But the one thing I noticed that when people see you on TV and film, they put a certain thing on you.
Yeah.
Like I remember when Rogan was on news radio. I used to work with him from time to time, and people would go off. Like, yeah, that's disgusting what you talk about and shit. Well, with the
Must be crazy.
podcast, you know where the fuck I stand.
Yeah.
As soon as I walk on that stage, you know what you're going to get.
I love
There's
it.
nothing, listen, people, there's nothing worse. You think it's bad for me seeing you get up during the show? That doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't, you know. It makes me feel bad because you made a bad decision. Because I know I won't go see a bad... I'm the type of guy, I'll never come to you and go, dog, I went to see this bad movie. You're like, what'd you go see? Hunger Games. You didn't read the fucking review? You didn't read the reviews? No, I didn't. And where the fuck do you live?
Yeah.
When I see a trailer, I can tell whether the movie's going to suck or not.
course.
Just the fucking trailer. You know from the trailer whether you want to... I don't go to no movies I take a chance with.
No.
I don't know nothing. Well, then maybe I'll go. No, I don't go because that's 2 hours of your time.
Yeah.
That's 2 hours. I got better shit to do. That's like being in traffic. I don't have the time for that shit. But with this podcast, people know where the fuck you stand. So when you come in and I do a stabbing your mother in the pussy joke, I don't have to hear you walk out because you're a Christian. I don't give a fuck if you are a fucking Christian. I got nothing to do with me. That's your problem.
Yeah, it is 100%.
It's true. Even I was at that Gildas Fest this year, and I went to Mark Maron's show, and Maron interviews people on his podcast. So it's like at the top, he talks about something personal for like 10 to 15. And Maron's stuff his stand-up is a lot darker and weirder than his podcast. And then at one point he wants to talk about pornography, and his audience he could feel them hesitating. And he's like, oh shit, like you guys expect me to be the guy on the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you. This is who I am really. And you're like, gosh, and I never kind of realized that before, that if you're on like a corny ass sitcom and your audience comes to see you and
They
you're
wanna
like,
see that shit.
they want to see that character, and they're bummed out when you're you.
Why aren't you doing your Big Bang Theory fucking lines right now? Yeah.
And I get it on the audience. I'm not saying like that's a reasonable expectation. If that's what you see that person as, you go, oh, well, why would that person?
Who's the guy with the two girls that had the show, that he does all the crazy shit?
The guy with the two
girls. He had the two girls, and he had America's
Company?
Funniest Videos. And
Bob Saget.
Bob Saget.
Yeah, perfect.
Life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember him going to Houston after the show was done, and people were wanting their money back. This is 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Because it was never stated.
Right.
And it's whose fault? If that disturbs me that would happen to somebody like Mark Maron, because he's been on with that podcast so long. This is why when I sat with Felicia and decided to do my podcast, I didn't want to do a really comedy podcast.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go on there with the ha-has and the he-he's. I said, if I'm not going to go out there and bend my soul, I'm not going to do it, Felicia.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I don't know what people are going to think. Trust me, it's 2012. If you have skeletons in your closet, there ain't no more closet. So get it out. If you don't check on them, they're going to check on you from time to time.
Yeah.
So get them the fuck out of there and and you know what? It's worked perfectly.
It's worked great.
Because you know what? I don't, like even Joe. I get a lot of people from Joe that I don't want. I get a lot of his goofy fucking people. Yeah, they're goofy motherfuckers. What strain of weed are you smoking? Doesn't matter. I'm over here smoking dope because everything's a fucking, everything's a thought. When I hit weed, I just smoked it. There was no thought. There was no reading Charles Bukowski or to tell me what, everything with his friends. Let's do ayahuasca and go to the mountains. I got a $7 bag of heroin we could do right here in Glen. You want gods? Let's put on Pink Floyd The Wall.
Yeah.
That's gods.
Yeah.
They'll tell you the same shit. Peru and the water and I'm an old school junkie, so save all that stupid shit. High Times magazine, all those knuckleheads. I don't want those around me. Have you ever gotten in the isolation tank? Yeah, when I shit in it. You know what I'm saying? Go fuck your mother. I'm a fucking adult. You know what I'm saying? He's on the isolation tank. He still flies out of LAX. So what isolation? What has it done? What has it done? You know what I'm saying? I fly like out of Burbank. I'm a pimp. So if the isolation tank don't tell you to fly to LA out of Burbank, then they ain't doing its fucking job. Because it's supposed to simplify your fucking life. You know what I'm saying? So what's the difference? I don't play none of that hunky door. Well, the mushrooms, 2 grams. What are you talking about? I did window pane ass in the 8th grade. I went to see the fucking Rolling Stones and Foreigner. What are you trying to tell me? What are you telling me?
Yeah.
I got to go to Peru and all this. Oh, sprinkle it and drink it with water. And do a little DMT and you get the warmth. I did heroin with Gunter Brown. You know what I'm saying? There was a chick sucking a dick on a toilet. I'll never forget that. When I was 16, I went to Gunter's one day to just buy weed. He's like, dog, you want your blowjob? This chick will only suck your dick on the toilet if you're taking a shit. This chick had to be 50, and I was 16. I'm like, Gunter, you can't do this to me. He goes, if you don't want a blowjob, about a hit of heroin. So I did like 1 line of white heroin. I went over to buy weed. I ended up buying heroin. Did I read up on it? Did I have to go talk to my buddies? Or did I have to read a book or High Times to tell me? You just do it, dog. And you take your chances and, the fucking whatever. But these new kids, they want to read. What do you want to read? What do you want to read? I only smoke sativa. Then you're a fucking momo.
Yeah.
If there's some indica that'll fucking make your pussy hair stand. You know, a real head, that's how a real head fucking talks.
Sure.
I don't like all this dumb shit. Well, the hallucinogenics, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's true. You kind of just fall into drug use.
Like,
you hang out with assholes, and then they hand you shit. I smoked heroin that way. Like, hey, smoke this. And you're like, all right.
I had some kid last week, and I went up to Rogan. You know, I'm going to go to Colombia and ayahuasca. Really? Listen, these Arabs, you know why they're fighting for heroin?
Yeah.
They're over there bringing the heroin back. You know why? Because it's that fucking good.
Yeah.
You want to fly to Colombia? I take you to a little Puerto Rican guy in Newark, Blanco, that'll sell you a $7 bag of heroin. You do one bump of that, and you'll see your whole line come. Your whole life comes into fucking perspective. Trust me. All that music you hear, Jimi Hendrix, you think he played that because he grew up in Iowa eating cereal?
Right.
You think that's cereal motivate? You think that because he does jumping jacks or because he reads fucking Charles McClure or Ken Follett? No, he did a line of fucking heroin and it showed him Jesus Christ. Well, one time I did heroin, I seen the Virgin Mary stripping. That shit ain't fucking around. They tell you exactly where you're fucking at with that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like none of that kid shit, bullshitting. Either I'm like Nike. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. If you're not going to do it, what are you talking to me about it for? It's like half this town. How many meetings have you gone to in this town? All this conversation for nothing to show you who this. You ever shoot a movie and there's 80 people to shoot one movie?
It's incredible.
And 80 geniuses. Like everybody, oh yeah, well, because you're a bunch of. And Ricky Ricardo, the Spick, was the first one that told these dumb white fucks to use 3 cameras. Because until 1950, they had 1 camera. Ricky Ricardo, a fucking Spick. Because he's just like me. We cut through the bullshit.
Yeah.
There's no bullshit.
And he asked to have the negatives of the film. He was the first one that he bought.
First one.
I read a book about
they were like, you
this.
can have the fucking negatives.
They thought it was garbage, and he aired them forever and ever. And
he got syndication.
And he got syndication.
Genius.
Fucking genius.
These motherfuckers, they think they're genius. They don't know nothing.
Yeah,
It takes
an immigrant.
It's fucking so funny how you're in Hollywood and they all walk around like they're geniuses and they don't know nothing. They don't know it's a fucking dice.
Yeah.
It's a fucking, and I love it. I love waking up every morning knowing that I'm shooting the dice every morning because we idiots. Let's take advantage of these fucking jerks.
But you know what kills me too is the Ivy Leaguer type. You know what I mean? Like these kids that go to these posh East Coast schools and they're too chicken shit to be comics because they don't want to waste the education their mommy and daddy paid for. Instead, they become agents and managers and they book Montreal and they become these elitist pricks who are the gatekeepers now because they want to do what we want to do. I think secretly, but they don't have the balls. They don't have the chutzpah to say, sorry, mom and dad, I'm going to be a fucking loser comedian for the next 10 or 15 years. I'm not going to make money.
Yeah.
And the big thing is, Christine, I don't mind if you want to become an agent, be an agent, get down and dirty. You know, I do have my agent's job. I do all their jobs for them. And I train them. Because if you don't train these idiots, listen, when I get up at 5:30 with them smoking dope, I'm on the breakdowns emailing, casting people. Whether they know me or not, send them my headshot. Whether they know me or not, I don't give a fuck if you don't know me. Now you know me. The worst they can say to me is no. I've already heard no.
Yeah, a million times.
So I do most of my footwork. Do you follow me? But in the old days, we had good managers. For example, you like the Big Bang Theory. I would go, you know what? Tom Segura would be a good garbage man with Big Bang Theory. I would get a tape of Tom Segura and I would send it to the executive producer and go, come watch Tom at the fucking Improv one night and get one of your writers with you to write 3 lines a fucking week for him. That's the old way to do it.
Yeah.
These guys don't do none of that. This new people, if it don't come to them, they don't do it. They don't figure it out. And I tell them, when I go into the meetings, I say, listen, I'm going to tell you guys one time. Don't come crying to me for your envelope. Because I tell them no and to suck my dick and call your attorney. Call your attorney, because I got an attorney too. So I'm telling you, this is how you're going to do it. And if you don't do it this way, don't come crying to me. This is how it has to be done. That shit you're doing, that's why you got 20 clients and nobody's working. I know how to work. Because a lot of them will go, well, we're not going to submit you because it's not a guest star. No, I want to sit at home and watch CSI Miami.
I know.
Get me in there for the co-star and I'll take care of the rest. We'll turn it into a guest star.
Yeah.
Get me in there, into the room. These people don't think like that. Me, I'm old school, dog. I know I can leave the house with 0 and come home with an 8 ball and $100. I've done it 1,000 times already. So that's my goal. When I leave the house, somebody's got to pay for something that's going to happen.
Yeah. You cut through all the bullshit, Joey.
I don't have time. I don't have the fucking time. We all do.
Yeah.
None of us do. But we allow shit. It's like text. When people text you for a gig. Whatever you allow is going to happen. If you allow Apple to sell you a new iPhone every 3 months and charge you an extra $100, so be it. Go get fucked in the ass the rest of your life. But when you tell Apple, I got the 2 and it's still packing, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But if we keep doing this as a society and we keep being suckers, they're going to keep fucking doing this shit to us.
Someone once told me you lay down with dogs, you get the fleas. It's true.
And if you don't
You
suck
let
that
it-
dick, you wake up with bad breath.
There you go.
There's always something.
There
Let me
you
take a
go.
piss.
Will you tell now? Can you plug? You want to plug your shit? Tell
Sure.
everything.
Let me see. All right. This week I'm doing Art's a Joke. It's a little benefit they're doing at the M Bar, April 28th. Go to Brown Paper Tickets. The week of the 11th and 12th of May, I'm at the Comedy something in Scottsdale. I don't know the fucking number. Okay. And then the week after that, I'm in Columbus, Ohio with Redman, Cleveland, Ohio with Redman, and Pittsburgh with Redman. And all three venues are on brown paper bag tickets, whatever the fuck it is.
Okay. And people can find you on Twitter at MadFlavor, MadFlavor. And is there a website too, or no?
There's no website.
Okay.
There's Facebook with Joey Diaz, and you got Twitter, and you got Beauty and the Beast Gmail at .com. If you want to email me, I got Beauty and the Beast podcast. I got the documentary coming out next week on Amazon and whatever. And that's it, guys.
You got it everywhere, man. You're doing everything.
Bro, you got to be like dog shit. You got to be everywhere.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna, you ever go to Nebraska, there's dog shit. You go to there's only two things that are everywhere: dog shit and Mexicans and Puerto Ricans. They're everywhere. You go to any state, Cleveland. You go to Cleveland, there's 90 fucking Puerto Ricans. You're like, you know that Cleveland's the number one population of Puerto Ricans. You think it was the Bronx?
Yeah.
It's not? In the 40s, no. They had car dealers, so they made Puerto Ricans come up for like $10 a day. And it backfired on them. They started multiplying like roaches, and now they're all over Cleveland. There's no cars to make.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Thank you very much for having me.
Will you please come back?
Yeah, it was so great. Thank you, Joey.
Today was a little unorthodox
you.
for you guys, but
This
I love
was-
that we took the ride with you.
Oh, this is so much fun.
You're the
Go
best.
to Facebook.com/Your Mom's House Podcast, and you can vote on the filler up and sealer shuts. And also get the Super Mommy Pack at YourMom'sHousePodcast.com. And the Kingfish shirts are back. We restocked them. Thank you to everybody that ordered them. You can go to TomSegura.com and get your Kingfish shirts. Anything else, babe?
No, Mommy. Thanks for listening. We love you guys.
We love
Come
you
back
guys
again
very
to your
much.
mom.
Stay black.
Stay black.
You'll be burning, begging, please. Brother, freeze. Man's disputed in deep-rooted funk. Smoke that leaves your brains booted. This bad MC with stamina like Bruce Jenner. The winner takes some MCs for dinner. You're crazy like that glue. That think that you could outdo my 1-2. That's sick like the flu. Shake 'em down, boy. I flip, boy, all the time. And cause, boy, the rhyme to kick an 8 worth the dime. Seems like there's no competition. And 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 there's no competition.